and get people to safety.
President Biden will visit Florida on Wednesday. He heads to Puerto Rico.
Hey, welcome to the stream, everyone. We will be live in about a minute. And man, do we have a lot to talk about. Oh, man. Let's move the camera down. There we go. Oh, man. Now, hey, listen. Those of you that are Patreon supporters, I posed a question on the Patreon page. So Patreon supporters, go and look and answer that question. Just put up there this morning. And I already got a pretty good answer from one person, but asking for the input from all the Patreon supporters. And if you want to support the show, I did pin the Patreon link right there at the top. All kinds of exclusive content and everything there. Here we go.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Yes, yes. Oh, man. Welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show on the radio. Since 1977, it is Monday, and man, do we have a lot to talk about. And later, I'll talk about Anne Marie's. Steve and I were at Anne Marie's. I met a whole bunch of listeners yesterday. Thanks, everyone who showed up to Anne Marie's to meet Steve Kane and myself. Steve was there with his wife, Lori. I was with my daughter, and we met a whole bunch of you. They came out and had a great meal. In fact, my meal was so great, and I did takeout. I was eating Anne Marie's this morning before I came to the radio station. But all of you guys that showed up to Anne Marie's in Pompano, thanks so much. It was great to meet all of you. All right, well, there's a lot going on. I'm going to start with the media. You know, the media, they just are awful. They're awful people. They don't know how to report news. They don't know how to investigate news. Do you know what the media is? In particular, CNN. CNN. We used to call it the Clinton News Network. During the Elian Gonzalez era, we called it the Castro News Network. CNN's the worst. They're all bad, but CNN's the worst. But what the mainstream media really has become, it's gossip. It's TMZ. It's the National Enquirer. You know what? Not even that. It's like the Weekly World News, where it would show like the president meets with the space aliens. You know, that kind of nonsense. I mean, they've lost their minds. And they've got this focus somehow that Lee County, there's scandal in Lee County about the evacuation orders. And I want to put together, just to get, this was amazing. The greatest governor in the history of governors, Ron DeSantis, the governor of the great state of Florida. Oh, man. Ron DeSantis is an awesome, awesome man. He's great. And, you know, he went to Harvard and Yale. What? I mean, you know, this guy, I hate you, Ron DeSantis. He's too perfect, right? He went to Harvard, he went to Yale, he was with the Navy SEALs, he's a JAG officer. He even played in the Little League World Series. You know, yeah, I know, the big man on campus. And when he goes up against these liberal fake news, pathetic reporters, he knows how to handle them. I mean, he handles them. He's like Keanu Reeves at the end of the first Matrix, when he becomes the one, and he's doing the kung fu, and he's just standing there and not even hardly moving and beating up all the... That's how DeSantis is with the fake news media. He is Donald Trump's political apprentice, and he's also the one. And I caught this interview with Governor DeSantis with some girl from CNN I've never heard of before, who's one of the most pathetic people I've ever seen holding a CNN microphone. And that says a lot, because there's a lot of pathetic, sad people on CNN. But this gossip hound, she is the worst. She's the worst. So let me just play this for you, and we'll talk about it. So they're obsessed. There's loss of life after the hurricane. I mean, it's awful. We're hearing terrible stories. However, while the numbers have varied, so I'm not going to give out a number because I've heard two numbers today, and they are vastly different, although even the highest number is well under 100. The loss of life is much smaller than we heard last week after the hurricane. But anyway, so this is Governor DeSantis with this fake news CNN reporter. Listen.
Why do you stand behind Lee County's decision to not have that mandatory evacuation until the day before the storm?
Well, where was your industry station when the storm hit? Were you guys in Lee County? No, you were in Tampa.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, isn't that, Governor DeSantis, he handles these reporters like I talked to some of our liberal callers on this program. Why wasn't Lee County? Wasn't evacuated? And he says, well, where were you? Where was your industry? All eyes were on, see, these leftists in the media, it's amazing. After Hurricane Katrina, everything was President Bush's fault. Hurricane Katrina was President Bush's fault. Every step of what happened in New Orleans was President Bush's fault, even though the founders of New Orleans long ago decided to build a city on the ocean, on the coast, below sea level, which is insane. And the president's not in charge with the day-to-day activities of a municipality, but the president was responsible for everything that happened in New Orleans, everything that happened in Louisiana. Local officials had nothing to do with it. The governor, mayor, nothing. It was the president. Now, all of a sudden, the president has nothing to do with anything, and it's all the governor with this hurricane. Why? Because the president was a Republican, the officials in Louisiana all Democrats, and now in this instance, you got a Democrat in the White House, and you've got a Republican state with a great Republican governor, so everything's the governor's fault all of a sudden. So anyway, let's get back to this. DeSantis with this CNN reporter.
Why do you stand behind Lee County's decision to not have that mandatory evacuation until the day before the storm?
Well, where was your industry station when the storm hit? Were you guys in Lee County? No, you were in Tampa. So that's, they were following the weather track.
Some of their neighboring counties, though, did have mandatory evacuations before Tuesday.
Well, right, but our neighboring, if you look at Tuesday morning, they had moved the track down, models started showing it going to Sarasota, so so they did that. I was in Sarasota that day with them when they were expanding some of their evacuations. Charlotte, I think, did the same thing either Monday night or Tuesday morning. But don't forget, Sunday, 11 a.m. advisory, it was going to go to Taylor County in North Florida. And so, at some point, you got to look to see kind of where this thing is going.
Okay, so, he's just, first off, about half the state of Florida is covered, okay? Not everyone will evacuate. That's a big problem with hurricanes. Not everyone evacuates. A lot of people, they don't for whatever reason. There's different reasons. Sometimes it's by choice and sometimes it's not, but not everyone evacuates. And not everyone has somewhere to go. And a lot of people don't want to go to shelters. They can't, there's all kinds of things. Right? Yeah. That's the way it is. But DeSantis is a Republican, so he is responsible. Oh, my goodness.
At some point, you got to look to see kind of where this thing is going.
Is that one of the things you'll be reviewing once we get out of the aftermath, people get their power back on, looking at those evacuation orders? Because even Lee County, if they would have followed their own evacuation orders from what we've reviewed, they should have had that mandatory evacuation order sooner.
Well, but, the issue, though, is also that there were a lot of, they informed people, and most people did not want to do it. That's just the reality. So, you're in a situation, are you going to grab somebody out of their home that doesn't want to? I don't think that's the appropriate use of government. I think that takes it a little too far.
Yeah, so is CNN suggesting that we just grab people against their will and arrest like this is a police state? You know what? They probably do. With the break-in of Mar-a-Lago, maybe they think police state is a good thing.
There have been some criticisms about those skyrocketing premiums during your term as governor. What more could you have done, or the Florida legislature, to keep that affordable for Floridians?
Well, the flood insurance is a federal program, so that's not ours.
Oh, sorry, CNN. Yes, the flood insurance, that's Biden. A jerk. What a jerk, CNN.
Well, the flood insurance is a federal program, so that's not ours.
Busted. Don't you love this guy? Is he not spectacular?
Governor, what is the talk at the state level of taking into account global warming, climate changes?
Okay, now this guy, he's in the background, but he's asking, what climate change, global warming, where does that factor in? Back in the 1860s, in that decade, You know they had the same number of hurricanes that we had this year in the decade of 1860? So it plays nothing into it. I'm sorry Pelosi's husband's got all the green crap hedge funds that he bought for 10 cents a stock, and he wants to make a thing out of it so they can make more money.
Program, so that's not ours.
Governor, what is the talk at the state level of taking into account global warming and climate change as we rebuild these areas as we see sea level rise? Are we having those talks at this level right now?
How would you describe your relationship with the Biden administration?
Oh, yeah. How would you describe your relationship with the Biden administration? Are you a press agent for the Biden administration? Trying to cause division, blame? CNN they're just terrible people at CNN. Terrible, terrible, scummy, lowlife people. Oh, man. It's Monday. We've just gotten started. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Your calls certainly are welcome. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Did Ron DeSantis not handle fake news CNN like a maestro? Oh, man. 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. We are live weekday mornings. You can listen to us on the radio from North Miami through Broward, Boca, the Palm Beaches, and the Treasure Coast. Oh, man. What a day. What a day. What a great beginning to the... Oh, by the way, did you catch the Trump rally in Michigan? We'll talk about that coming up later. That was spectacular. It was a great rally, and I understand that President Trump has not one but 2 rallies this weekend. So, got a big week ahead of us. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. My name's Brian Craig. We'll take our first break of the hour, come back, and we've just scratched the surface. Don't go anywhere.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Have you been told that you have bone on bone or need a knee replacement? Have you been told that you have osteoarthritis? Well, then come see us at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have non-surgical solutions that include rehab and injections that can prevent you from having to have surgery or prolong the surgery. We have been in practice for 75 years in South Florida. You don't have to live with pain any longer. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
Let me see here. Where is that story?
Jewelry, diamonds, rare coins, watches, sterling silver, collectibles. Then stop what you're doing right now and listen up. The biggest buying event is coming to Palm Beach County for a special 3-day event. You heard right. The most cash for your jewelry, diamonds, rare coins, watches, sterling silver, then collectibles for 3 days only. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The biggest cash for your items happens this Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at one location, Tweeries of Green Acres. America's biggest buyers of precious metals, all under one roof for 3 days only. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tweeries of Green Acres.
Yes, here's the story.
The most cash for your unused items. This huge buying event will happen at one location only. Tweeries of Green Acres. Tweeries is located at 3971 Jog Road, Green Acres. That's this Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 10 a.m. till 4:30 at one location. Tweeries, 3971 Jog Road, Green Acres. Online at
Wantery.
TWE.com. Hear that music? That means it's Christmas shopping season again. And when you're Christmas shopping, there's no better place to go than MyPillow.com. And with our promo code Kane at checkout, KANE, the lowest prices ever with top MyPillow products. Right now, order your MyPillow My Slippers for $90 off in all sizes and colors for both men and women. The MyPillow that started it all is just $19.98. The 3-in-1 mattress topper is 50% off. The MyPillow bed is 50% off too. There's also incredible savings on the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, the 100% Giza cotton dream sheets, the MyPillow bathrobes, whatever special you see at MyPillow.com. You can take advantage of it with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. You can also order over the phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879.
Oh, man.
I invite you to join me at the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce because here we're all about community. With like-minded people and businesses, the Chamber will help your business grow. and you get to connect with people that will become your best friends. Weekly events give you ample opportunities to learn alongside talented professionals. At the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, we are better together. Become a member at delraybeach.com.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Yes. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It is Monday. Callers on hold. Stand by. Huge announcement today from Mike Lindell and MyPillow. You know, Mike Lindell did you see him speak at the Trump rally? It was beautiful. He gave a great speech. I watched the entire thing. He was great. And of course, President Trump singled Mike Lindell out and asked him to stand up at the Michigan rally. Did you catch that on Saturday? It was beautiful. And you know everything he's going through. The FBI raid, canceled by the banks, Walmart, all the other retailers. He has some special offers today that I'm going to talk about. This is amazing. Go to MyPillow.com and click on the radio listener specials. You got that? MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials. And with our promo code Kane, and this is for a very limited time, Mike Lindell is offering an overstock sale. You know, this is in response. You guys support Mike Lindell, and he appreciates it, and he passes the support back to you this way. Listen to this. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials, and with our promo code Kane, you can save up to 90% off on MyPillow's overstock sale. So click the overstock sale. Save up to 90% off. Yeah, that's right, for a very limited time. So go to MyPillow.com right now and use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. Huge savings on the MyPillow body pillow. Steve has one of those. It's a MyPillow, the full length of the body to cover up with, or cuddle up to, I should say. The MyPillow clothing. There's deals on the MyPillows itself, the MyPillow bath towels. Oh, this is something I don't have. Got to call the wife. The MyPillow bath mat to match the towels. Oh, man. Huge, up to 90% off on the overstock sale items. MyPillow bath sheets, washcloths, hand towels. A whole bunch of blankets. There's several MyPillow blankets. That's right, the waffle blanket, the MyPillow quilt, the duvet cover. There's more. The MyPillow pillowcases. The Roll and Go pillows, which are travel pillows. I take those on the cruise. The MyPillow couch pillows. Save up to 90% off. And there's a very brand new item that's a huge sale. Oh, my goodness. The new 3-inch MyPillow featherbed topper. It says here, upgrade your mattress with Mike Lindell's ultra-comfortable MyPillow 3-inch featherbed topper. Made with white goose down, the MyPillow 3-inch featherbed topper is not only soft but extremely supportive to help keep you asleep all night long. It's filled with small whole feathers to provide support, topped with a layer of quilted white goose down to provide cushioning. Oh my goodness, it goes on and on. Amazing, brand new, the 3-inch MyPillow featherbed topper. So go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials, look for that overstock sales section, save up to 90%, 90, when you use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879, promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. So anyway, I've got more. I'll take a call or two before I play any more audio. But in the first segment of this hour, I played this great exchange with Governor Ron DeSantis just filleting CNN. I'll play the beginning of it. I love it. It's my favorite part.
Why do you stand behind Lee County's decision to not have that mandatory evacuation until the day before the storm?
Well, where was your industry station when the storm hit? Were you guys in Lee County? No, you were in Tampa.
Exactly, because that's where the model said it was going to hit. So why weren't you in Lee County? And your whole industry, CNN, including the weather people. The Weather Channel even had to move their people around. Oh, man, he's like a samurai warrior. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie.
Hey, Richie.
Yeah, listen, Sebastian, Florida. People don't know I'm up to the middle, and I'm on the East Coast. And my neighbor lost a lot of shingles off their roof, and the house is like 7 years old. So the bottom line is, Florida is the shape of Florida. I don't care who's the governor, who's the president. You have to evacuate. This storm was so massive, it's so big. And my cousin, by the way, lives in Flagler, not Flagler, Daytona area. He had problems too.
Yeah, and there's one problem, because of Joe Biden's failure as a man and as a president, some people can't afford enough gas to evacuate either, by the way.
And so many people, if you're going to be honest about it, this particular storm, they weren't exactly sure, but you'd be irresponsible to tell the whole state of Florida to try to get out, because it actually covered, even you got a lot of wind.
Yeah, but not everyone evacuates. That's the history of any natural disaster. I remember as a little kid watching the eruption of Mount St. Helens, and there were idiots on the side of the volcano that wouldn't leave. Remember?
Let me say this to you. I went on YouTube. I had my wife look at this, and she doesn't like looking at anything like this. They got a storm chaser last night. Pine Island, okay, it was the latest one, and he showed the eye wall. And let me tell you about your impact windows and my shut. By the way, I put up my. Remember I told you I wasn't going to put them up, but when the storm took a turn, I put them up.
Mm-hmm.
And survived that.
Oh, that's true.
You sit and watch that, and you say to yourself, "My God, Lord, we are blessed that we didn't get hit with this." Is the most incredible situation to see houses that look like paper sticks, and the wind was so bad you couldn't even see the house across the street because of the wind, and it was just unbelievable. And the water. I mean, to me, this wakes a lot of people up. But the fact that I hope people see this. I don't care if you're an experienced hurricane person or not. You have to, if something like this, a fork coming at you. And
I got a question here. About this. I have not seen a single news story on the current situation in the Hurricane Ian hit areas involving Teslas. Elon Musk, by the way, he's repositioning his internet satellite, Starlink, whatever. It's an awesome thing. So Elon Musk is all over the news, but I haven't seen any stories on how Teslas are faring. Would you get in a Tesla right now and try to charge it at a charging station if you were in that area? I'd be afraid I'd get electrocuted.
I have a perfect answer for you. The head of Toyota, the head man, I saw it on Steve Hilton last night. The head of Toyota is saying we shouldn't be going to electric cars at this point. It's not practical.
When electricity is shut down for about a quarter of the state, it's hard to charge up your electric-powered ambulance. Yeah.
He's the head of Toyota, who knows more about cars. These people.
What does he know? He just runs a car manufacturer. What does he know?
We only have about 8 more years to go, and the Earth is going to be gone.
But that's AOC's compass, yeah. Her calendar, whatever she calls it.
Brian, if this hasn't exposed global warming as a big scam that people are making money.
But I want you to think about it. I know people are scrambling to get gas, and I've been there after hurricanes here in this part of Florida, and it sucks. But if you had a Tesla, which is 100% electric powered, would you attempt to plug it in anywhere, at the gas station where they have the chargers or at your house? I would be afraid of being electrocuted. I would not plug in my Tesla. Would you?
No, I wouldn't. And let me say this to you also. I-75, which is a major road like I-95 on the West Coast, was so backed up all night long people trying to get out the last minute. Can you imagine if they were all electric cars?
Oh my goodness. They'd have been stuck on I-75 dead in traffic.
This is hideous. This is so. The people have. Listen, this aggravates the hell out of me to think that this global crap has caused a war over there.
Yeah, that's right. Well, listen, we got to run for our bottom of the hour break. Oh my goodness. Oh, when we get back, we're going to hear from Willie Brown's girlfriend. Everybody knows Willie Brown's girlfriend, Kamala Harris. Oh yes, she has some insights to share. Back from establishing the American alliance with North Korea. She is back in America, and she's got some plans. All right, listen, it's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go anywhere. Korea, she is back in America, and She's got some plans. All right, listen. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, now listen, guys. Those of you that are Patreon supporters, I posted something, an important question to our Patreon supporters on the Patreon page. So if you are Patreon supporters, go and check that out. I've already got some response. So I'm not going to tell you what the question is here. You have to go there. And if you want to support the show and get all the exclusive content, I pinned the Patreon link right to the top there of the chat. Let's see here. And then I got that.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community. Have a laugh with
Oh, man.
and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies.
Good morning, Chaplain Jethro.
All clear so far for the Palm Beach commute. I-95 in the Turnpike.
The roof guy? Tom Laporta. I'll give you his number. I got it right here. Hold on. Rome will probably have it in there before I do. Okay, Tom Laporta, and his number I'll put in the chat, 954-604-4602.
For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel B Pro that's built for business, call Dell Technologies Advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's Chris Fuller.
A sniffle here and a sneeze there.
Yeah, there she got it before me. So I'll just, you guys, I'll stop typing. I told you Rome would have it before me.
University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Give them a call, 954-906-5983.
Where are you located, Connie? He covers the whole state.
906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009.
Underway Studios. Hello.
Test for both environmental and food allergies. No appointment is necessary. And make sure you mention you heard about
Richie lives in
If you have rare coins, diamonds,
Sebastian.
silver, and watches to sell, and you're looking
Sebastian.
for a fair price, look no further than Tweary's Rare Coins.
I need a shave? No. There's a difference. I could shave, but should I? I don't know.
And have been in business for
I was going to this morning.
Florida. Tweary's page
I was going to yesterday before I went to Anne Marie's, and I was like,
Call them at 561-649.
I hate shaving.
That's 561-649-2646. Or go to their website, TWERYS.com. You know, one thing I love about Tweary's Rare Coins and Jewelry, the family atmosphere. You can tell they love what they do. Kevin, who is
Yeah, I hate shaving. I don't really shave with a blade too much. I've got like a beard trimmer, like you would trim your, like those things you would trim like sideburns with, and I usually just trim it with that. I hate shaving.
Go to the dentist, they think of the pain, but the biggest pain is the cost. Not with Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. The dental work is painless, and the prices are painless too. Call today.
Usually I start shaving when it's itching. I can't take it.
633-954-922.
I did not film at Anne Marie's.
That's 954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com.
You probably don't think they exist, but one does. Eddie at Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your vehicle doesn't need. He works on all makes and models, new, old, classic cars, even hybrids. Champagne Automotive Repair is the official mechanic of the Steve Kane Show. Call 561-245.
Coming back in about 90 seconds.
561-245-8101. And make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show.
Think you might have COVID? Have you come into contact with someone who is sick? Are you traveling and need a COVID test?
Nah.
Same day
I just,
any lab test now of Coral Springs on the southeast corner of University.
I don't like shaving. I shave as little as I have to.
No appointment necessary.
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning
Brian Craig here. I've suffered with massive pain in my knee for years, but not anymore. It's all gone, thanks to Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain system.
Oh, yeah, we had a lot of people. Every table at Anne Marie's was full with listeners.
Treatment is simple and no side effect. I have robotic lasers that
There was,
wonderful effect
I don't know if I'll...
joint pain. These are all FDA approved.
Now, you don't just help with
I started to say something and I think, maybe I shouldn't say that to you guys.
You can do shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatica, stenosis, arthritis, tendonitis.
What did you do yesterday and how was it, your day going? I went to Anne Marie's.
Dr. Appleton is a chiropractic physician, and with the laser away pain system, there's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Call right now for your free consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show. Celebrating 45 years on the air.
Yes, we are back. It is Monday, and the media are completely out of control, and they're very upset. They're very upset because, yet again, Ron DeSantis is saving Florida. I mean, it's really amazing what Ron DeSantis is. He's the most competent person ever to be a governor of any state, and they hate him for it. They really do hate him for it. So, those of you who have been in Florida for a long time, there are looters. People like to come around and steal your generator. People like to come around and take your crap. You know, when after a hurricane and there is no electricity and it's dark at night without lights, I mean really dark, you start getting these weirdos coming around looking to steal stuff, and they do steal things. And like most Floridians, I am armed, fully armed. My entire family, we are fully armed and protected at home from looters. And you have to be. You have to be. When you're in the, we had a hurricane, 15 years ago or so. We were without electricity for 2 weeks here in South Florida. This radio station, we were off the air for over a week. There was no power both at the radio station or the transmitter site. And about a week. We were off the air about a week because there was no power anywhere. There was damage at the transmitter. The power was off. The power was off at the radio station. Can you imagine? Yeah. And you get these looters coming around. So Ron DeSantis, the great Ron DeSantis, sends out a message at a press conference to looters that causes Joy Reid to just have a meltdown.
The other thing that we're concerned about, particularly in those areas that were really hard hit, is, we want to make sure we're maintaining law and order. Don't even think about looting. Don't even think about taking advantage of people in this vulnerable situation. And so local law enforcement is involved in monitoring that. I told Kevin if the state needs to help as well, because you can have people, bringing boats into some of these islands and trying to ransack people's homes. I can tell you, in the state of Florida, you never know what may be lurking behind somebody's home. And I would not want to chance that if I were you, given that we're a Second Amendment state.
That's right. We are a Second Amendment state. That's right. And, Governor DeSantis promises that by the time he leaves office will be constitutional carry, which means no permit. So Joy Reid heard that, and then she tweeted. Joy Reid, quote, "When the looting starts, the shooting starts," unquote, from segregationist Miami Sheriff Walter E. Headley. That's a quote. He was the sheriff in Miami. That would be in Dade County in 1967. Joy Reid tweeted that, and then she says, "Didn't take DeSantis long to return to form." And then she posted a link to an article here about this sheriff. Okay, a couple things about this. Joy Reid. So when DeSantis didn't say when the looting starts, the shooting starts, he didn't say that at all. This was this Dade County sheriff down in Miami back in 1967 who was a segregationist. Okay? And Joy Reid is so wrapped up in her hate, her bigotry. She's a bigot. She hates. She's a racist. She calls him a segregationist, Ron DeSantis, because he said, hey, if you loot us, people have guns in Florida. How's that racist? Unless you're a bigot towards black people like Joy Reid, who assumes that all looters are black. Joy Reid assumes all looters are black. That's right. She has very negative stereotypes towards African American Floridians. First off, okay, the second thing is this. This segregationist sheriff she's talking about, Healy, in 1967, he wasn't talking about people looting homes after a natural disaster. You know what Healy was? I'm familiar with this a little bit. Do you know what he was talking about? He was talking about civil rights protesters in Miami in 1967. Martin Luther King, this in 1967, was still with us. Well, this is before I was born. But he was talking about shooting civil rights activists in the streets and just calling them looters. Not people breaking into homes or stealing from people's homes that have been ravaged by natural disasters, not looters. He was talking about civil rights shooting black civil rights activists is what he was talking about. And also, let me look him up real quick, because let me see here, because I'm sure I'm right about this. Let me look here. Let's see here. Let's find out. Does it tell us? Let's see here. Oh, and by the way, he wasn't the sheriff, Joy Reid. He was the chief of police of Miami. It does not tell us in any of the articles about him, but since he was a segregationist, I have a feeling that this guy that wanted to shoot civil rights activists in the city of Miami in 1967, being a segregationist, was a Democrat. And here's the story. It was December 26, 1967, during civil unrest in the United States that occurred in the long, hot summer of 1967. I'm reading from Wikipedia. Chief Healy announced that 6 three-man teams of officers equipped with shotguns and dogs would respond to young hoodlums from Negro districts in Miami with lethal force. He said his men have been told that any force, up to and including death, is proper when apprehending a felon. In a pithy soundbite during the post-statement interview with reporters, Healy claimed that Miami had avoided a civil uprising because he had let the word filter down that when the looting starts, the shooting starts. So he was talking about shooting black civil rights activists who were out there organizing protest, not looters in people's homes. And Joy Reid, why does she think all looters are black? Does anyone know? Why does Joy Reid think all looters are black? Why does she have such a racist view of African Americans? I don't know about looting. I know what it is. I don't know any looters. But I imagine looting is across racial lines. I would imagine when you get to the realm of criminal looters that it's a multicultural workforce of looters. The skin color of the looters would depend on the area. I don't think you'll find many black people in Sanibel. Were there black people in Sanibel? I don't know. It seems like that's like Honky Island over there, okay? But anyway, oh my goodness. So Kamala Harris, oh, she's a beaut, isn't she? Isn't Kamala Harris so brilliant? Oh yeah, absolutely. We've been hit by the hurricane, and she's talking about the federal government's response.
It is our lowest income communities and our communities of color that are most impacted by these extreme conditions and impacted by issues that are not of their own making. And so absolutely. And so we have to address this in a way that is about giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity, understanding not everyone starts out at the same place. And if we want people to be in an equal place, sometimes we have to take into account those disparities.
Oh, okay.
And do that work.
Woo! Yay! Kamala, Willie Brown's girlfriend. Okay, so according to Willie Brown's girlfriend, that's Kamala Harris, hurricane relief will be doled out based on skin color. What if I call 911 after the hurricane? Do they answer the calls of people of color first? I mean, what is she, sick? Yeah, she's sick. What is she talking about? Oh my goodness. And does she think hurricanes are racist and target black people? What is going on here? Now, I want to tell you, if you have any type of issues after the hurricane with your home or your business, your condo, at your HOA, call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. He's a good MAGA guy, and Tom Laporta covers the entire state of Florida. Listen, there's a lot of guys driving around in trucks claiming to be this, claiming to be that. Don't trust those guys, okay? Do not trust these guys driving around in trucks. Oh, man. Don't trust their work and don't trust your money with them. They'll drive away in the truck. Give Tom Laporta a call. This number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. And again, he covers the entire state of Florida. He redid Steve's house and roof after his damage. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Online, LaportaContracting.com. Again, 954-604-4602 for Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. All right, we'll take our last break of this hour. Call us on hold. Stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
If you have rare coins, diamonds, gold, silver, and watches to sell, and you're looking for a fair price, look no further than...
Okay, I just heard back from Vic. He said, I'm writing him back. He said, just make sure that it doesn't mention dates or days of the week. So you got. Now some of those older shows I didn't say the day on, but you know. So you got 2 weeks.
Well, I don't have 2 weeks. I only have 1 week because we're gonna do it with.
It's a week from Friday.
This Friday show. So I'll only have a week to put it.
I'd like to get something a little older if we could, some of it at least, so it's not so.
Well,
we'll figure it out.
If you can go through the website and pick a Friday show that you want.
Yeah, we'll see, but I wouldn't wait till I would.
I don't want to wait a week either because it's going to take me hours to do it, and they're going to pay me for it too.
Well, that's good.
I ain't doing it on my free time, I can tell you. No, it's going to be tough, and. I'm more concerned about the timing and all because,
Okay, we'll get coming back.
Weird, but take a breath coming back, please.
Okay.
Oh, I think you had the delay on, yeah?
I did not in that last segment.
10 seconds, right?
Yeah, I didn't have the delay on. Yeah. I got to take a day off in a few weeks. That's what we were talking about. I got to take Kathy to a doctor's appointment in Miami in a few weeks. So he's got to put together a best of show, which is the first one they've done since we changed the format. So it's a little more involved. And then Of course, during the cruise, it'll be a week of best ofs.
Kane Show is on the air.
Oh, man. Yes, it is. We are back. Oh, man. Oh, man. Are you suffering from pain anywhere in your body? A joint, arthritis, bursitis? Do you have any type of pain? Listen. Call Dr. Philip Appleton. Talk to him about his laser wave pain system and say bye-bye to your pain like I did about a month ago. Dr. Appleton has changed my life. He has rid me of pain. I did not think it was possible. I've had pain in my knee for years and years and years, and I just, that's life. That's just what it is. I'm getting older. Got to deal with it. That is not the case. And laser away pain with Dr. Philip Appleton, no drugs, no injections, no downtime, no surgery, and it works. I know it works because, well, it worked on me, and I've talked to other listeners that it's worked with as well. Now listen, Dr. Appleton, it's a free consultation. If you mention you heard about him on the radio, and you can see him today if you need to, all right? Walk-ins are welcome because Dr. Appleton understands that when you're in pain, you need help, you need relief, and you need it now. That's right. And so you can see him today. He's open 6 days a week, which includes Saturday. He's open Monday through Saturday. And let me give you the number. It's 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. One more time, 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com. And he's located in Pompano, about a mile north of Cypress Creek Road on the west side of Power Line. Say bye-bye to your pain like I did. Call Dr. Appleton today. All right, so yeah, so Kamala Harris, hurricane relief will be doled out along racial lines. White hurricane victims need not apply. We must dole things out with equity in mind because these hurricanes are racist. That's right, they are racist. You know, you got to ask yourself, does she believe that, or is she just rattling off things that are just talking points? What goes through that mind of Willie Brown's girlfriend? So Bill Maher, you know, every once in a while, Bill Maher will say something that we agree with, but that doesn't mean he's not some liberal jerk. I'm not a fan of Bill Maher's. I used to be years ago. When he did that show on ABC, Politically Incorrect, which was one of the most politically correct shows on television, my wife and I were in the studio audience of that show once. Norm Macdonald was a guest, and it was at CBS Studio City, and we wanted to see The Price is Right, but we couldn't get into The Price is Right. I really wanted to, man. I just had the fantasy of being a part of that showcase showdown. But and that was so long ago. Bob Barker was still doing the show. And I wanted to be there so bad, you have no idea. Oh man, I wanted to be up there in contestants row and be the last one to bid and bid a penny and go up there. I wanted that game where it had the Scandinavian guy going up the hill. But anyway, we couldn't get in Prices Right, so we went in to see Politically Correct because it filmed right next door. And he was a funny guy. He used to be funny. And the reason I dropped him is not just because he's a liberal, that's part of it, but he's like an atheist. He's not just an atheist, he's like an anti-Christian activist, and he made a movie about it many years ago. And I don't have anything to do with atheist or, it's one thing not to be a Christian, that's fine. But when you become an advocate, attacking Christianity, calling it false, and promoting your atheism, I just don't want anything to do with that. It's creepy to me. So when he made that anti-Christian religious movie years ago, that was it for me with Bill Maher. I'm not interested. Between that and the liberalism, forget about it. But he's still a Democrat. He's still a liberal. And he says that Biden is, he's going to run again. And the problem isn't Biden. The problem is Kamala. And I'm going to play this because then there's a little thing at the end from one of the guests. Listen to this. This is Bill Maher over the weekend.
What I could see is replacing the vice president because...
Now, I like how Bill Maher and the liberal lunatics in his audience think she's the problem. Since when is the vice president the problem? No one cares about the vice president. They got nothing to do. The problem isn't that. The problem is you've got a senile old coop who's a corrupt man who turned his son in, who's addicted to every type of thing you can be addicted to, okay, and made him his money mule. Okay, that's the problem. But he says the problem's Kamala Harris. Oh yeah, if we just she's the problem. But there's a reason why I played this. But let me finish it up here.
What I could see is replacing the vice president because she's not very popular anywhere, and it didn't seem to work out. And I don't know, that's been done before on a ticket, you know. I mean, a lot of people.
Tulsi Gabbard, remember that was.
See, now they go on to Tulsi Gabbard. See, I don't know who her guest was there. Tulsi Gabbard. That's why I played that. I told you guys long ago that Tulsi Gabbard is a Trojan horse. Okay? Because she's in the, is she a lieutenant colonel now or a major in the Hawaiian National Guard? She's got military service. She was in one of the combat zones, I guess, I'm sure. And Fox News just loves her because she wears the uniform. And she embarrassed Kamala Harris at the second Democrat debate and saved Joe Biden. Remember that? Tulsi Gabbard, she is as liberal gets. She's just a little more polished and hides her true feelings. She's in favor of the Green New Deal. She wants to legalize drugs. And when I say legalize drugs, I'm not talking about just weed. That's pretty much everybody, right? That's like, I'm talking about like heroin, cocaine. Yeah, legalize it all. That's Tulsi Gabbard. And when I saw them promoting Tulsi Gabbard, by the way, somebody just said something in the chat. Did she speak at CPAC? I think she was at CPAC. There's a controversy with CPAC I'll get to later in the show. Do not trust Tulsi Gabbard. She's Obama in slacks. I told you, I would say in a dress. I've never seen her in a dress. What I told you guys after that debate, she was in the second. Remember the first debate, Kamala humiliated Joe. So they brought Tulsi in the second debate to humiliate Kamala, and then Kamala dropped out soon after. And I said on the show then, I said they have plans for Tulsi Gabbard. In fact, hearing this on Bill Maher over the weekend, she is the favorite for the next Democrat nominee to be president. In 28 maybe against DeSantis. But maybe they've already made the plans to drop Kamala and plug her in with Joe in 24. And they're just sharing this with us now to get us used to the idea. All right? And yeah, that's what's going on here. Do not trust her. She is AOC. Okay? She's AOC. She just doesn't talk like that openly. Do not trust Tulsi Gabbard. She is a Trojan horse. She is the worst. She's worse than it. It'd be like Tulsi Gabbard would be like having AOC as president of the United States. So don't be fooled. You know, a lot of conservatives get all excited because someone has been in the service. I respect servicemen and women, but just because someone has been in the service doesn't mean that I want them to be president and that they're good. A lot of people in the military are liberal lunatics, and she is one of them. So no, and this whole thing that they're now floating about Tulsi Gabbard is hardcore dangerous. Okay, hardcore dangerous. Oh man. All right, our number is toll free 1-888-GO-KANE-1 5-2631. It is a toll free call from anywhere, and man, a very very exciting Monday morning. A lot going on. And to our fellow Floridians on the west coast of Florida that are suffering through the hurricane, please keep them in your prayers. I mean, that is just some terrible stuff over there. And if you've never been through being without electricity in Florida after a hurricane, it's rough. And you hear about these long gas lines. I remember waiting in line for hours and hours to get gasoline after hurricanes years ago, and then they'll only let you buy a certain amount, like 10 gallons or something, and sometimes they run out when you're in line. It's not fun. It is not pleasant. And it's more difficult than people realize to get through these things. It's easier to actually deal with the storm itself because you can get out of the way or you have your hurricane protection. It's the aftermath that's tough. In fact, the last time we had a major hurricane here in South Florida, we didn't have electricity for 2 weeks at my house. I had to send my wife and daughter out of state to stay with friends until the electricity came back on because, well, the Florida weather, it's not so pleasant to be in without air conditioning, and you need it, right? So, oh man, so these people over on the West Coast, and no looky-loos. I know I've heard stories of people going over there to be tourists, and I was watching some people online, vloggers going over there to film things, and while I find it interesting, no one should be on the roads heading to the West Coast of Florida unless you got to be there. It's just not, it's not a smart thing to do, people. Now, yesterday when Steve and I were at Anne Marie's having a great lunch with many of our fine listeners yesterday, I got a notification on my phone. You know what it was? There was someone at my front door, right, that doorbell camera. It's absolutely amazing. And I pulled out the phone and I looked and it was a delivery. That's right. That's the way it is. It was a delivery. But, hey, I got the notification. I could let my wife know she was at home. I said, don't worry. It was a particular delivery that we were waiting for, and it came. And I saw it right there. I could see them and everything. I could have talked to them and everything on high definition right on my phone. Call Sloman's and let them tell you how you can get a free doorbell camera. You'll love it. It really, you'll love it. It's so convenient. Obviously, there's a security aspect to it, which is phenomenal. But it's so nice to be able to see what's going on at your house any time of the day or night and get a notification when someone's at your door, no matter where you are. Like I was out having lunch yesterday and boom, new. Give them here's the number and ask them how you can get a free doorbell camera. 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050. You'll be very glad you did. Give them a call, no matter where you're located, and ask them how you can get a free doorbell camera. All right, this hour is coming to a conclusion, but I've just started. I've got so much stuff to talk about this morning. Your calls are also welcome at 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig, back after this.
The new Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 is here. WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. From the Tweery's Rare Coins and Jewelry Weather Center. Tweery's, the most trusted dealer in rare coins, fine jewelry, precious metals, and more since 1982. Here's the Oldies weather forecast.
Good day, everybody. We're off to a great start today. We're going to see a daytime high in the upper 80s, partly cloudy skies. Not really expecting anything much in the way of rain today, so high pressure is dominant. Ought to be a great start to the week. I'm the WPBF 25 First Warning meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
In West Palm Beach, we have a multi-vehicle crash blocking the right shoulder on the Turnpike northbound ramp to Southern Boulevard. So far, there is no delay on the approach. In Jupiter, East Riverside Drive is going to be closed by track work from Old Dixie Highway to Cypress Drive. Take Tequesta Drive instead. 95 and the Turnpike are moving up the speed from Boca Raton to Jupiter. Look out for a disabled vehicle blocking your right shoulder on 95 heading southbound just beyond Boynton Beach Boulevard. The service routes are incident-free at this time. This report is sponsored by Audible. This fall, find everything you love listening to on Audible, from memoirs and true crime to celebrities and sci-fi. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com. That's traffic. I'm Chris Barr.
Here's your True Oldies ABC News Update.
ABC News Now, I'm Brian Clark. At least 81 people were killed in Florida as a result of Hurricane Ian. More than half of those deaths came in Lee County, which has led to questions about whether evacuations there should have been ordered earlier. The FEMA administrator, Deanne Criswell, said the storm changed its track not long before it made landfall.
The local officials immediately, as soon as they knew that they were in that threat zone, made the decisions to evacuate and get people to safety.
President Biden will visit Florida on Wednesday. He heads to Puerto Rico today to see the damage left by Hurricane Fiona. The new Supreme Court term starts today, the first for the newest justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson. The British government's abandoning its plan to cut taxes to the country's highest earners. The announcement of that plan just 10 days ago sent the value of the pound plummeting to historic lows. Jury selection begins today in the trial of the man.
Yeah, 81. Yeah.
Oh, but you heard it. Brooke Brandon will be here on Wednesday.
This is ABC News.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us, on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you fired on all cylinders.
Opinions are like apples. Everyone's got one. Get yours in. The Steve Kane Show.
Yes, that's right. Welcome back. That's right. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977. And if no matter where you are in the state of Florida, including the hurricane-ravaged West Coast, if you need any help with your property, give Tom Laporta a call. And those of you that are with HOAs, oh man, homeowners associations, Tom Laporta can help. He does amazing work, not just on the actual physical repair work or replace whatever it's got to be done. Tom Laporta does great work dealing with the homeowners association itself. The HOA board, the condo boards, he handles them like, I call him the Alan Dershowitz of HOAs. He's very good with them, and you guys know what that's like. And Tom Laporta is a good MAGA guy. This number I'm going to give you right now rings directly to his cell phone, 954-604-4602. He handles everything, right? Any type of structure, but he does have a expertise with HOAs that I've never seen someone have before. It's amazing. Steve's HOA hates him. Hates Steve like the plague, right? And he handled, when he was doing all the work at Steve's house, he just knows how to handle these HOAs. 954-604-4602, 954-604-4602, and online, LaportaContracting.com. All right. So, yeah, this is amazing. So, Marco Rubio, he's very good too. Did you catch Marco Rubio's interview with Dana Bash on CNN? Oh, man. Dana Bash thought she had something. You know, these lowlives over at CNN, in the last hour, I played that exchange with some unknown CNN reporter being filleted by Ron DeSantis over this Lee County thing. And then Dana Bash, she's the top tier at CNN. She has Marco Rubio on, and Marco Rubio made a fool out of her. They've been floating this, Marco Rubio is just destroying Val Demings, the Democrat. We don't even see Val Demings anymore, right? They put all that money in her campaign during the primaries, and after that, she's like, it's like they've dumped Val Demings. They don't want anything to do with Val Demings anymore. She's such a loser. And so CNN and these liberals, have been floating this very misleading story that Marco Rubio voted against relief for Hurricane Sandy victims. Oh my goodness, he's such a terrible man. And Dana Bash had Marco Rubio on and thought she was going to humiliate him on CNN. And Rubio did with Dana Bash what our great Governor Ron DeSantis did with that fake news CNN reporter on the Lee County thing I played in the last hour. Listen to this. This is Marco Rubio with Dana Bash on CNN yesterday. It's beautiful. Listen.
Senator, you wrote a letter Friday to the Senate Appropriations Committee asking for disaster relief dollars for desperately needed resources to rebuild Florida communities. After Hurricane Sandy hit northeastern states in 2012, you voted no on a $50 billion relief package. I know you supported a smaller version, but why should other senators vote for relief for your state when you didn't vote for a package to help theirs?
Oh man, Dana Bash. Why should Florida get help? Why should Florida get help? You voted against Sandy relief. So people that lost everything in Florida shouldn't get any help because you voted against Sandy relief. Oh, what a terrible senator you are. Well, I'll just rewind it a little bit so that you can properly enjoy Marco Rubio giving it back to her. This is great.
No on a $50 billion relief package. I know you supported a smaller version, but why should other senators vote for relief for your state when you didn't vote for a package to help theirs?
Oh, I've always voted for hurricane and disaster relief. I've even voted for it without pay-fors. What I didn't vote for in Sandy is because they had included things like a roof for a museum in Washington, D.C., for fisheries in Alaska. It had been loaded up with a bunch of things that had nothing to do with disaster relief.
Oh, it was filled with earmarks. This is great. No, I always vote, but it was filled with all these earmarks. A museum roof? So now listen to what happens.
Things like a roof for a museum in Washington, D.C., for fisheries in Alaska. It had been loaded up with a bunch of things that had nothing to do with disaster relief. And I wouldn't support disaster relief efforts. I would never put out there that we should go use a disaster relief package for Florida as a way to pay for all kinds of other things people want around the country. So I think that's the key in moments like this. And Sandy, unfortunately, they loaded it up. They really did, with a bunch of things that had nothing to do with Sandy. But I voted for every disaster relief package, especially that's clean, and I'll continue to do so. When it comes to Florida, I'll do that again, and we'll make sure that that package is clean and doesn't have stuff for other people in there.
I read the Congressional Research Service report last night. It sounds like that roof actually was damaged by the hurricane, and what happened in Alaska was the result of another disaster. But
okay, so she gets filleted, and she was silent for like 30 seconds with Marco Rubio answering. You know what happened in those 30 seconds there? Someone was talking in her earpiece, giving her these talking points. And if you saw this video, if you can find it online, look at Dana Bash's face. Oh, when this interview was over, some producers got screamed at because nothing's Dana's fault, of course.
Disaster. But in any event, my question is about the future. Are you telling me that if Hurricane Ian relief contains anything that smells like pork, you'll vote no?
Sure, I'll fight against it having pork in it.
I mean, my goodness. I mean, sorry, Dana Bash. This is beautiful. As I tell you guys, you got to watch some of this liberal fake news media because there's great moments, few and far between. There's great moments where they feed off of their own fantasies, and then they go up against DeSantis, they go up against Rubio, and boom, they're just destroyed.
That's the key. We shouldn't have that in there because it undermines the ability to come back and do this in the future. Here's what happens, and people need to understand it. We can do it. It's possible to do it without loading it with these other things. Because otherwise, you'll have people in the Senate, in the House, that are going to vote against disaster relief because they view these disaster relief bills as ways for other people to get their pork and their pet projects done. And it undermines the ability to go back to do it in the future. But I have consistently voted for disaster relief for all parts of this country. And I've never even insisted on it being paid for, like some people do, which they want cut somewhere else in the budget. I think disaster relief is something we shouldn't play with. We are capable in this country, in the Congress, of voting for disaster relief for after key events like this without using it as a vehicle or a mechanism for people to load it up with stuff that's unrelated to the storm.
All right. Thank you, Senator, for coming on here. Bye. Segment's over. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You can just hear the silence. And when you see Dana Bash, she's furious. Furious. I would love to have been there in her studio when that was over to watch her blame her producers for her own stupidity and unpreparedness. Oh, man. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, sir.
Oh, hey, Doug.
So nice to see Republicans finally being a little more harsh with their answers to these.
Oh, yeah.
saying that, oh man, it's too long. We were trying to be so politically correct and so nice. Now's the time to let everybody know that they're not worthy of being answered nicely to. Anyway, two things. Number one, I was at the Hard Rock on Saturday, and the place was packed with everybody from the West Coast. Everybody's sitting there and having a good time, apparently, but meanwhile they had to evacuate from their houses.
Yeah, sure. When we had that hurricane, or I had to send my family up north, we didn't have electricity for 2 weeks. My daughter was young at the time. She was like 4 or 5, Before that, maybe 6. Before that, we went to Disney World for a long weekend, and then they flew out, to Georgia to stay with friends in Atlanta. You're going to go and party a little bit after the hurricane. You've lost everything, so you got yeah.
My friend had just built his house on the water, and it's totally destroyed.
Oh, my goodness.
He's going to rebuild, but this time he's going to make an 8 or 9 foot above ground basement, so if it ever floods again, he won't have the problems.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the other last thing I want to say is Chelsea Gabbard, man.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Her name is. I don't trust her at all. You're right. I think she's a real good cover-up maniac. She can make it sound like she's on our side now, but man, I think she's.
I know. Just because she's in the Army, don't trust her. I'm sorry. A lot of people have been in the service. John Kerry was in the Navy, awarded 3 Purple Hearts.
She hasn't said I'm no longer a Democrat. She hasn't said anything like that. Does she sound?
No, she doesn't say she. No, she does. She's never claimed to not be. Hey, listen. By the way, Doug, thanks for the call. Oh man, you're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. My name is Brian Craig. Our number toll-free 1-888-GO-KANE1. Steve Kane will be joining us at the bottom of the hour. 1-888-465-2631. Oh, man, and we've only just gotten started. We've got much more to talk about after the break as well, and things are getting really, really serious in Ukraine with Russia, and dangerous because of who our leaders are right now. We'll be back after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Wake up and smell the truth. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, morning 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Brian Craig here. I've suffered with massive pain in my knee for years, but not anymore. It's all gone, thanks to Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain system. I'm in studio right now with Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton, how'd you do it?
I treated your knee pain with laser. Treatment is simple and no side effect. I have robotic lasers that have a wonderful effect on joint pain. These are all FDA approved.
Now, you don't just help with knees. Tell the listeners what other areas you can help them with.
Any joint I can do. Shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatica, stenosis, arthritis, tendonitis, bursitis, from the foot all the way up through the neck.
Dr. Appleton is a chiropractic physician, and with the laser away pain system, there's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Call right now for your free consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
Think you might have COVID? Have you come into contact with someone who is sick? Are you traveling and need a COVID test? Same-day PCR testing is available at any lab test now of Coral Springs, on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall. Open Monday through Saturday. No appointment necessary.
Steve Kane 2023 MAGA Cruise is right around the corner. We leave January 28th on the Celebrity Apex out of Fort Lauderdale. First stop, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Then Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. And then St. Kitts. With exclusive events just for our group. Fine dining together every night. Cocktail parties. Shore excursions. On-board activities. And a whole lot more. On the line is Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. Ian, why should listeners book right now?
I blocked this group space during COVID during the height of the pandemic, so we got some incredible deals.
Call Ian right now and lock in your cabin. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. Join us as we celebrate our president, Donald Trump. Make your reservation right now. 561-244-5779. No liberal stowaways allowed.
Hi, I'm Tonka. Saturday mornings will never be the same. Neither is your body. I'm gonna let you know on my big health secrets.
Saturday mornings on only 95.3 and 86.9. Join the movement.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. When we had a leak in our roof at the Kane household, we called Tom Laporta. He's the best in the business. Remember, small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems. Call licensed contractor Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-4602. And tell him Steve Kane sent you.
Ready to get fired up? Just 60 seconds. We'll be racing for the phone. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
Yes. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. Oh, man. Again, thanks to everyone who showed up at Anne Marie's yesterday. It was great to meet all of you. We had a great time and a lot of listeners there yesterday and had a great meal. And I'll talk more about that when Steve joins us after the bottom of the hour break. Now, Mike Lindell at MyPillow has a humongous special going on for you and the Steve Kane listening audience. And by the way, this is for you guys. I talked to Mike Lindell's office on Friday afternoon and told them, hey, listen, you know, it's Christmas shopping season is October. It begins. And there was a particular special that they had run by me that was a possibility. And I say, can you get this up there a little sooner so we can start telling people about these incredible deals? And they did it. I just found it this morning. They did it. I just talked to them and boom, they did it. Mike Lindell, that's how he is. You know, and you guys have supported MyPillow and Mike Lindell, and they have given back. Listen to this. Go to MyPillow.com. Go to the Radio Listener Specials page, and you'll see the Overstock sale. This is amazing. MyPillow.com, Radio Listener Special page, and you'll see it right there. Click it, and look at the Overstock sale. This is for a limited time only. Start your Christmas shopping right now. Save up to 90% on top MyPillow products with our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. Up to 90%. That's amazing. Great specials on the MyPillow clothing, the bath towels, the full-length body pillow. Steve has one of these. It's a MyPillow, the full length of the body. The MyPillow bath mats. The MyPillows themselves. Huge savings. Huge savings. And a little chilly this morning coming in. Humongous sales on the different MyPillow blankets, including the duvet cover, the MyPillow quilt, the MyPillow blankets. Save up to 90% off. Huge savings on the MyPillow couch pillows, the roll and go pillows that you can take anywhere. Even the Giza cotton pillowcases, save up to 90%. So go to MyPillow.com, click on the Radio Listener Specials, and you'll see the Overstock sale. And a brand new 3-inch feather bed topper in all mattress sizes, which is a brand new item offered by Mike Lindell. This Overstock sale is for a very limited time. Start your Christmas shopping right now. Use our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. Again, MyPillow.com, Radio Listener Specials, and you'll see the Overstock specials there. Amazing, up to 90% off. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, KANE. All right, so things are getting hot. I mean, they are getting really hot with Russia and Ukraine. So hot it's scary. All right? I want to play a couple things here. This is the great Marjorie Taylor Greene. Did you guys catch Marjorie Taylor Greene's speech at the Trump rally? It was phenomenal. This is an interview that Marjorie Taylor Greene did on OAN over the weekend. She's talking about the explosions on the Nord Stream Russian pipeline.
But obviously, in my opinion, and yours, and many others that are looking at this plainly, it does not appear that Putin would benefit in any way blowing up Nord Stream pipeline, especially since Russia is the one that profits from delivering natural gas to Germany and the rest of Europe through the pipeline.
Yeah, so Marjorie Taylor Greene is suggesting that the United States did it, like a lot of others are. Oh my goodness. They want us in a war so bad they can't control themselves. They cannot control themselves. CPAC, CPAC, they did have Tulsi Gabbard speaking this past year, didn't they? I'm thinking of going to CPAC in Orlando next year. They moved it to Orlando a couple years ago. I have not gone, and I'm thinking of going. I don't know if we'll broadcast live from there or not. We could, but I could just go. It's the weekend. I could go up Friday. When I got off the air, I could be at CPAC by noon in the hotel. So I don't know. But if I do, I'll do some interviews. And I got a lot of friends up there that are pretty well-known people that I kind of get. It's kind of like the Comic-Con of conservatives, But CPAC, listen to this. CPAC tweeted Saturday that its account delayed the deletion of an unapproved post on the official CPAC Twitter on the Ukraine crisis due to the time difference of an event that CPAC leaders are hosting in Sydney, Australia. Now, CPAC has gone international. They do things in Australia like that, Israel, South America, and that's all good stuff, but they're part of the Republican establishment. According to screenshots of the post shared on Twitter, I'm reading from The Hill, CPAC tweeted that Russian President Putin announces the annexation of 4 Ukrainian-occupied territories, while Biden and the Dems continue to send Ukraine billions of taxpayer dollars. Meanwhile, we are all under attack at our southern border. When will Democrats put America first and end the gift giving to Ukraine? This is the CPAC tweet. The post went up, and that's a perfect tweet, yeah. Why are we so concerned about the borders of Ukraine when our southern border has been wiped out and is completely open? CPAC, that was a good tweet, whoever did that. The post went up Friday on CPAC's official Twitter feed and was not taken down until sometime on Saturday. See, this is the Hill establishment jerks. CPAC said there was a delay in deleting the unapproved tweet because of the time difference as the organization is currently hosting a conference in Australia. CPAC acknowledged the post had belittled the plight of the innocent Ukrainian people, and Biden needs to get paid, and Mitch McConnell and all our corrupt people in Congress, they got deals. Come on. And then CPAC releases this statement. Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine must be repelled. Putin is a madman. Oh yeah, regime change. Regime change did so good in Iraq. Oh boy, years later, things finally slowed down. This country's been doing regime change all over the place since the end of the Second World War. There was regime change in the 50s in Iran. And now look what we got, right? That's right. Regime change never works out. And CPAC, shame on you. But they're bringing us closer to war. All these people in Washington got crooked deals. They're all on the take with this. I'd like to know how much of that Ukraine aid is actually going to Ukraine and going to donors and these businesses that all the Congress people have families on the boards of directors of. Wouldn't you like to know, or own stock in? Molly Hemingway over the weekend made some good points. Listen to this. Molly Hemingway, she's pretty good most of the time.
Well, just today we had the UN Security Council vote on that draft resolution to condemn these sham referendum that Russia did in these regions. And in fact, we didn't have a very good coalition. China abstained from voting. India, who's supposed to be our friend, abstained from voting. Brazil abstained from voting, and then Russia vetoed it. We have been hearing from the Biden administration that we have united the world against Russia. That's clearly not true. I mean, already the Middle East has kind of worked with Russia as well. we might be in a Cold War, but there's a hot war going on right now, and it seems that a lot of people, whether it's Joe Biden or Liz Cheney, keep wanting to escalate and ratchet things up in response to Putin's ratcheting of things up. I think they need to be told to stop. People need to think about what our national interest is. The American people do not want war in Europe. We have already given $67 billion in aid and weapons. We have a horrible economy. We have grocery prices that are out of control. We have an energy crisis. We have our own problems on our border, and we need some statesmen here to step up and think about how we can end this without, I mean, people talk as if nuclear conflict is not a big deal. It's a horrible thing, and we should be working to stop that.
Yeah, Molly Hemingway, all that America First talk, you're in trouble. Your appearances on Fox are going to stop happening, and CPAC will delete you. Okay? Our border's open, but the Ukrainian border integrity, that's what's important. These people are out of their minds. Shame on you, CPAC. All right, listen, we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. Come back. Call us on hold. Stand by. Steve will be joining us. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. We'll take our bottom of the hour break and be back right after this. Oh, man. Now, listen, I mentioned this in the last hour. Those of you that are Patreon supporters, I posed an important question on the Patreon page that I know we've gotten quite a bit of response from our Patreon supporters. So check that out and respond. And if you would like to support all the content I am involved in, whatever it is, I pinned the Patreon link up there. Become a Patreon supporter where there's all kinds of exclusive content for you. That only Patreon supporters have access to. In fact, I did a podcast with my daughter that only Patreon supporters will get to hear. That's up there now. And then you also have access to all the past exclusive content up there, and there's a lot of it. Let's see.
Again after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they have their energy back, just like Trump. They're standing up tall, and they feel years younger. Now, it's always a free consultation with Dr. Matez when you tell them you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
Florida Luxury Cabinets is your local cabinet showroom right in Boca Raton, specializing in custom cabinets and countertops, providing luxury design and installation, each style embodying a distinct character and a vibe that's unique to your personality and style. Stop to our showroom at Florida Luxury Cabinets for your free consultation. Florida Luxury Cabinets, 2621 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. Call 561-646-8560. That's 561-646-8560.
The Steve Kane 2023 MAGA Cruise is right around the corner. We leave January 28th on the Celebrity Apex out of Fort Lauderdale. First stop, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Then Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. And then St. Kitts. With exclusive events just for our group. Fine dining together every night, cocktail parties, shore excursions, onboard activities, and a whole lot more. On the line is Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. Ian, why should listeners book right now?
I blocked this group space during COVID, during the height of the pandemic, so we got some incredible deals.
Call
All right,
Ian
this
right
is it.
now.
We're coming back.
Lock in your cabin. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. Join us as we celebrate our president, Donald Trump. Make your reservation right now. 561-244-5779. No liberal stowaways allowed.
Live, local, and in your face. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig on Oldies 95.3 and 96.
Yes, we are back. It's Monday. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve. Oh, I'm great. You know what I did this morning before I came to the radio station? Well, I didn't eat the rest of it. There was so much. I still have some left for lunch. But yesterday, Steve and I were at Anne Marie's over here in Pompano on Copans and US 1. And thank you to everyone who came yesterday. A lot of people showed up. And I ordered something that is just, oh my goodness. I took this home. I did some takeout, and I ordered something I've been dreaming of ordering, and I got it and went home, and I've got every time I eat something at Anne Marie's, I got a new favorite dish because everything is so great, right? Steve, oh my goodness. Well, let me tell you what I took home. If you look on the back of the lunch specials menu, there is a special pizza menu that's not on the regular menu, okay? And they're Big Jerry's Crazy New York Craft Pies. And I got the Steak Deluxe. And by the way, pie, that's Italian for pizza, okay? I got the Steak Deluxe, okay? Listen to this, Steve. This is a pizza. Listen to this, the Steak Deluxe. Ribeye steak, onions, pepper, light mozzarella, provolone, and a garlic oil base. And let me tell you, I've eaten every kind of pizza I could imagine in my life. I've never had a pizza this delicious. It was so good, Steve. When I got home, that Steak Deluxe pizza, out of this world. It was amazing.
I was all looking forward to being able to help you with this part of the commercial. I was looking forward to trying a bite of your steak pizza, and the first time in all our 30 years or 40 years together, you for food. You wouldn't.
I don't share off my plate. No. Did I eat off your plate? No, I did not. Not yesterday.
Other incidents at restaurants.
No.
You don't.
No, I do not. I do not share off of my plate, and well, that's good for you. Good for you. But listen, when you have the Steak Deluxe pizza, when you go over to Anne Marie's, you're not going to want to share it either. Okay? It's that good. You're going to want it all for yourself. But listen, everyone who turned out at Anne Marie's yesterday, it was an unofficial personal appearance. Steve and I just stopping in for lunch, and all of you that came out to meet us, thanks so much. And I know you all, people were raving about the food, just great meals.
It's interesting because there's so many great dishes they have, and I always try to have something different. And the first time I got to the pizza is out of this world.
Isn't it? Oh, man.
Oh, the meat lovers pizza they had. I don't know what it is. I do know what it is, actually. The thing that I like most about it is the pepperoni. It's spicy, and it's delicious. And if you like me, I like extra cheese. And they cook to order. You tell them, if you want to get the cheese crust, they're just fabulous.
Well, their pepperoni is... The pepperoni is out of this world. I just thought pepperoni was pepperoni until I got that Sicilian last week, and that pepperoni is something special.
Have some for lunch today.
Yeah.
Home for lunch.
Yeah, well, I am starving, and just a message for those at my house, those last two pieces are for me, okay? Anne Marie's is located in Pompano on the corner of Copans and US 1 Federal Highway. On the north side of Copans, in the same shopping center as the movie theater, all right? When you stop in, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. All right, well, there's a lot going on. I don't know, do you have somewhere you want to go, or do you want me to continue? What do you want to do?
I don't know. You reassured me a lot. Yeah, I was very worried about the nuclear concern. But then I realized when I was listening to you and I was listening to some old tapes with Tucker, and I keep forgetting that the Russians are our friends. And
yeah.
Trustworthy.
Yes. Yeah.
Loving people, and Vladimir is just there to help.
I tell you, who I'm going to ask you, sir.
Through the years, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that he's not a nice guy.
Who do you trust more? Who do you trust more? Putin? No, let me ask you. Putin? Or a corrupt public official that takes his drug-addicted, hooker-addicted son and makes him a money mule? Who do you trust more, Putin or Biden?
I don't think Putin is in charge of anything.
Okay.
I don't think he sees anything straight. I don't think he's the one who makes decisions.
Okay.
Putin, I don't take Biden very seriously at all. Putin, I take seriously.
Okay.
Capable of using those nukes that he's got, and it's just a question of whether his own people are gonna knock him off.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, regime change. Well, I got some other stuff, but let me throw this out to the callers. This is the question to you and the listening audience that I want you to call in about. Who do you trust more, Joe Biden or Putin? Which of these two guys is most likely to get us into the Third World War? And our number, 888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. The racism of the left never ends. And let me replay one of these from the first hour, then I'll bring in the new one. Hold on, where is this thing I had with, I can't find it now. Hold on. Let me just play this one first while I'm looking for the other one. Pelosi, this is an interesting thing. Nancy Pelosi, over the weekend, she's very concerned that Ron DeSantis is sending illegals out of the state of Florida, that these people play a very important role in Florida's economy. Listen, this is Pelosi.
We have a shortage of workers in our country, and you see even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here.
Okay, now when she was... Yeah.
Clarify something. Are you saying you realize you feel foolish with the supporting Putin and you want to change...
Oh, no, I just didn't want to do the same thing we did the other day with it, that's all. No, I'm not changing. No, I don't trust Biden. I don't trust Biden. But I just want to finish up with this. Then we'll go back to the Putin thing if you want. But let me play this again because I want to make a comment about it. This is Pelosi. Oh, wait a second. No, that's John Kerry. We'll get to him in a bit. Here's Pelosi.
We have a shortage of workers in our country, and you see...
Now listen to the part where she starts to stutter.
Even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these
She doesn't know what to call them. Which, you know, the word she was about to say was fruit pickers, which is a racist term. She was about to say fruit pickers, and she was trying to think of another word.
Why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops.
Yes, we need them to pick the crops, the fruit pickers. Oh my goodness, Florida's fruit pickers. Boy, what a beaut she is. What a bigot. That's what these people are about, these dreamers.
See me sticking up.
Oh my god, I bet her husband wouldn't even stick up for her. I mean, she just sounds like a bigot. Florida is losing its fruit pickers. Get them back to Florida. Oh my goodness, Pelosi. Unreal. Now,
For Pelosi is she's not in control of nuclear weapons, like your friend Vlad is.
So you're obsessed with this thing. You want to talk? You're obsessed.
Excuse me. Who brought this up?
I made a passing reference to something I saw on Fox, and I played an audio soundbite from Molly Hemingway from Fox over the weekend, and just was a passing remark. It wasn't, didn't mean all that much, but
General Keane yesterday on Fox.
No, why was he stirring up the war movement again, or?
It was a very inspiring thing. It looks like I think Putin's on his way out.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who's going to replace him?
Somebody who understands the danger that.
Oh my goodness. So we don't know. He
is somebody who's opposed to using the nukes.
How do you know that?
That's why they're going to go after him. Because there are sane people in Russia. Putin is just not one of them.
No. Regime change is a bad idea. Especially in a big country with nuclear weapons.
Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, well, I think we should know who would replace him before we support regime change. And that tells us we're the ones that are trying to egg on a war by threatening to remove their leader. I don't know. That's all bad news. No.
Leader?
Yeah, Putin. He's their leader.
If this was occurring back in the time of the Second World War, would you be referring to Hitler as their leader?
Well, no. There was attacks made on us and our allies. We were out of the war until we were attacked. Listen, we got to run for our break, okay? But we'll be back. I'm trying to get off this. Steve wants to talk about this. But listen, we'll take our break and be right back.
They're the most polarizing talk show hosts in all of South Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Morning 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Florida Luxury Cabinets is your local cabinet showroom right in Boca Raton, specializing in custom cabinets and countertops, providing luxury design and installation, each style embodying a distinct character and a vibe that's unique to your personality and style. Stop to our showroom at Florida Luxury Cabinets for your free consultation. Florida Luxury Cabinets, 2621 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. Call 561-646-8560. That's 561-646-8560.
Hear that music? That means it's Christmas shopping season again. And when you're Christmas shopping, there's no better place to go than MyPillow.com. And with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, you will find the lowest prices ever on top MyPillow products. Right now, order your MyPillow My Slippers for $90 off in all sizes and colors for both men and women. The MyPillow that started it all is just $19.98. The 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper is 50% off. The MyPillow pet bed is 50% off too. There's also incredible savings on the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, the 100% Giza cotton dream sheets, the MyPillow bathrobes. Whatever special you see at MyPillow.com, you can take advantage of it with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. You can also order over the phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane. K-A-N-E.
If you have rare coins, diamonds, gold, silver, and watches to sell, and you're looking for
The Steve Kane Show. On.
will advisors. Seniors, medical open enrollment is approaching. Do you know what Medicare options are available to you? Call Debbie at 954-753-8880. 954-753-8880, and she will answer all your Medicare questions. 954-753-8880. 954-753-8880.
Yes, yes. And I want to tell everyone about Spin Car Wash. You know, Spin Car Wash, I was over there over the weekend, and, you know, they have 6 locations, 3 in Broward, 3 in Dade. And if you want the details on the locations, the addresses, directions, go to the website, spincarwash.com. You know, they have an unlimited club. It's less than $40 a month, and you can get your car washed as many times as you want. And you know, Steve, that's something else, because, you know, you go in, and you get your car washed, and then you run through a puddle, and then all of a sudden you got mud or something on your car, or it rains, or something else. With Spin Car Wash, go in as many times a month as you want, and listen to what they do. This is amazing. Of course, they have free vacuums that are incredibly high-powered to get everything out of the carpeting of your car. They pre-soak your car. They super power dry it with an air dryer, so it doesn't spot. They use Wheel Bright and a wheel scrubber. They shine the tires. They use triple foam. They wash underneath the car. They give it a foam bath, use scented soap. They wax it, a crystal clear windshield cleaner. Yeah, the lava shield to protect it, and the ceramic coat to protect your car. So even after it's waxed and it's washed, it's preserved even when it rains. It's just great. And you know, when we were driving to Anne Marie's yesterday, Steve, with my daughter, I was shocked. I was listening to another radio station. I don't know why the other ones exist. Doesn't everyone just listen to us? You know? But I was listening to a commercial for a car wash, Steve. You can get your car washed 4 times a month. Oh, yeah. Well, at Spin Car Wash, it's unlimited, as many times a month as you want. And that's amazing. They're open 7 days a week, 7 to 9 p.m. And again, 6 locations, 3 in Broward. I use the Commercial Boulevard location, which is just east of Dixie, next to the Wendy's on the south side of Commercial. But they have 3 in Broward, 3 in Dade. Go to their website, spincarwash.com, for details on all of those locations. All right, our number 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. You want to take some calls, Steve?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Greg for DeSantis. And listen, Brian, thanks for making the case for DeSantis as our next president, your first hour of your program. Mm-hmm. But are you claiming, and I want to make sure I got this, and I'll let you talk, obviously.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
Welcome. You're welcome. You're claiming that Joe Biden is worse than Putin, who is killing thousands of people, bombing apartment buildings, killing children? Is that what?
Biden with the pull, I didn't say worse or better. I said, who do you trust more to avoid the Third World War? But if it's innocent deaths, what about all those people that were slaughtered that Biden left behind in Afghanistan, with the home addresses and phone numbers and everything, and the payroll list of everyone who's been working with the United States for the last 20 years? What about that bloodletting? The people that were hanging from our helicopters we left behind?
We know the departure from Afghanistan was atrocious, but let's stick to the topic.
No. The topic is this. You're talking about the killings that Putin is responsible for. What about these people that were hanging from our Apache helicopters by the Taliban that we left behind?
Greg, hang on just 1 second.
Gee.
I don't think, because believe it or not, you and I are on the same side with this, but we're not. Our side is not sticking up for Joe Biden. Joe Biden is, through his ineptness, in addition to not only he's inept, but he's corrupt. I mean, he's a danger too, but he's not the butcher that Vlad is. And Vlad,
really?
For Vlad, when we attack Russia.
What about those 13 American service personnel that Biden got killed at the airport?
But listen, Steve, I agree with you. We should be helping Ukrainian people. That's
of course
true. We help, right? And Brian is like, stay out of it. Don't help them. And you know what, Brian? You are so far off on this topic. It's ridiculous.
Do you know what? Hold on, Greg. Before you attack Brian brutally, do you know where he got his position?
Putin?
No, Brian.
Yeah, he was your assistant.
No.
Assistant.
No.
Yes.
I'm talking about.
Not my job position, my position on Russia and Ukraine.
Position on this topic?
Yeah.
Because he's like an Alex Jones type now. Everything is.
No, it's not from Alex Jones. You got it from Tucker Carlson. Does that sound familiar?
Tucker.
Well, I'll tell you, Steve. Let me tell you, Steve. I'll get my info from Tucker. You get yours from Greg too. Then you know.
Brian, you bash Fox News on a consistent basis, yet you trust Tucker on this topic.
I always say there are some good people over at Fox News. Tucker is one of them some of the time.
Some of the time.
Well, I don't agree with people unless their name is DeSantis or Trump. I don't agree with people 100% of the time.
So, Brian, is your stand we should not help Ukrainians at all, stay out of it, and let them get full?
My position is we are not helping Ukraine. I believe that the United States and Zelensky are behind this whole thing, and it's a big money grab for Biden, the people in Congress, Zelensky, and all of his cronies in Ukraine.
So Zelensky and Biden developed this whole war?
Yes. Well, probably deep state, CIA, that kind of thing. Yeah.
That is Alex Jones. But that's like things Jones lost that huge. I mean, Steve, what do you think about that comment?
As I said, uncomfortable as it may be, I am with you on this issue.
Well, I think that if you think Biden and Zelensky said, hey, let's get a war started, slaughtering people over Ukraine and kids and churches and theaters and apartment complexes, I think that is beyond reasonableness, period.
Listen, there are U.S. citizens that have been held in the D.C. Gitmo for 1.5 years without trial. I mean, we're in a new phase with the leadership of this country today. I'm sure you're aware of that.
But they're getting tried, by the way. There's trials going on. But, I mean, those people are getting their justice. Wrong.
No. There's a bunch of trials going on now, but there's a lot of people in there who have been abused. You know, they have one guard in there, a liberal black woman who walks around wearing BLM shirts around the January 6 prisoners all the time. Well, hey, she does. She has authority over the prisoners.
Sucked in supporting what's going on in the opposition to Trump. I mean, you don't want...
He's part of the Trump opposition, Steve. He's a Lincoln Project guy, Greg.
I haven't even watched...
That's why he said he started his call. This is Greg for DeSantis, our next president. He's a Lincoln Project guy.
He should be our next president. Without a doubt. Trump...
See? This is who you're agreeing with, Steve. Lincoln Project. Hey, Greg, appreciate the call. Thanks so much. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, I met you guys all yesterday.
Oh, and Anne-Marie's?
Oh, my goodness gracious. I can only tell people this place is awesome. I'm so glad I live in Pompano because it's so close. Anyway, never would have found this little some of this. It was... So anyways, I called in on Friday, and Steve, you said... I had no idea that you could... So you don't have to... But the waitress was awesome. So I got the parm slider. So I got 2 of the Parmesan cheese, the meatball slider, and the eggplant. So you get 4 of them, right? Never mind that they give you the garlic rolls. Oh my God. Anyways, and then we got a ticket because it was me, my husband, and 2 neighbors that live nearby, and we all went together. And then we got the 16-inch sausage, pepper, onion pizza, and the other, she got the Philly cheese, regular size.
Making me hungry here.
I know, it's crazy, because I still have the meatball slider left, you know. But then I've got for a friend, couldn't make mom and dad put all the pads of furnace back, because of hurricane, whatever. But
it's the Steve Kane Show. Steve's here. I'm Brian Craig. Back after this.
The new Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 is here.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
WNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. From the Tweery's Rare Coins and Jewelry Weather Center. Tweery's, the most trusted dealer in rare coins, fine jewelry, precious metals, and more since 1982. Here's the Oldies weather forecast.
Good day, everybody. We're off to a great start today. We're going to see daytime high in the upper 80s, partly cloudy skies. Not really expecting anything much in the way of rain today, so high pressure is dominant. Ought to be a great start to the week. On the VPBS 25 first warning meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community. Have a laugh with some funny memes. And keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
Major expressways in the Palm Beaches are still accident-free at this time. We're just seeing some light slowdowns now on 95 heading northbound from Deerfield Beach into Boca, also on the Turnpike heading northbound approaching Deerfield Road. As for the surface streets in Boca Raton, we have a multi-vehicle crash on Federal Highway just south of Spanish River Boulevard. Southern Boulevard eastbound coming out of the acreage, also towards 95. The same thing for Forest Hill eastbound on towards 95. Also in Broward County 595 eastbound on Federal Highway, a crash has the off-ramp left lane blocked. I-95 northbound on Marina Mile, 2 left lanes not clear, but stop the traffic going back to Hollywood Boulevard. This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. Where you ride fires on all cylinders, so do you. That's why Napa is on a mission to keep you in motion. With nearly 6,000 Napa Auto Parts stores and over 17,000 Napa Auto Part Care Centers, the Napa Network has everything you need to get up and go. That's traffic. I'm Chris Ball.
Here's your True Oldies ABC News update.
ABC News. Now I'm Brian Clark. At least 81 people were killed in Florida as a result of Hurricane Ian. More than half of those deaths came in Lee County, which led to questions about whether evacuations there should have been ordered earlier. FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell said the storm changed its track not long before it made landfall.
The local officials immediately, as soon as they knew that they were in that threat zone, made the decisions to evacuate and get people to safety.
President Biden will visit Florida on Wednesday. He heads to Puerto Rico today to see the damage left by Hurricane Fiona. The new Supreme Court term starts today, the first for the newest justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson. The British government's abandoning its plan to cut taxes to the country's highest earners. The announcement of that plan just 10 days ago sent the value of the pound plummeting to historic lows. Jury selection begins today in the trial of the man accused of driving through a Christmas parade in Wisconsin last year, killing 6 people. Darrell Brooks representing himself in court. This is ABC News.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us,
Steve Kane Show.
the passions that drive us, from the feelings that move
Oh, sure. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
the roads that unite us. With 36,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Get it off your chest. Call in 888-GO-KANE-1. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Yes, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. The phones are cooking. 1-888-GO-KANE-1 is the number. I was desperate to try to help you this morning, Steve, and not talk about this situation in Ukraine, but you're forcing us into that today, but that's okay. All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Sonia. I'm calling from Illinois.
Hey, Illinois. What's up?
I just calling in regards to this Ukrainian going back and forth about arguing that you can't trust Putin. He's maybe not a great guy, but I don't think a lot of people are aware of Ukraine.
No, we're all aware. I mean, we know. Everyone's aware of it. That's what's amazing. You know, we know that Biden had all that. Remember when he was threatening to cut their funding, right? When he was, because of the prosecutor investigating Hunter's company. Everybody knows this, and they're forgetting about it. And so far as regime change, you know, America's greatest enemy, my entire lifetime, has been Iran, right? Right? They took our hostage. It's just like it's, and well, let me finish. And the reason. Well, I'm going to finish, Steve. Or the reason Iran became our enemy is because in the 50s we were involved in regime change with their duly elected leadership, and now we want to do this in Russia that has more nuclear weapons than we do. This is insane what's going on here. This is insane. And
just give up?
Give up? This is what, yeah, we're not, this is not our thing. This isn't our thing.
You know, with Putin having the nuclear weapons and all that, I think we probably should give up, I guess.
And what, has he launched them? Is he fueling them up?
Wait, no, I think what we got to do is wait for him to launch.
Oh, we got to do you want a preemptive strike in Russia? That's insane.
If we don't take the...
See, Steve, oh my goodness.
Damn war for...
War, we're not at war.
We're not. Oh.
No, we're not in Ukraine.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just don't believe that you can believe everything you see on television and all the pictures are out there.
Well, General Keane, he's watching too much General Keane on Fox.
No, you have to stay away from television altogether. I mean, they're all propaganda, I believe.
Yes.
Pictures that were from
Yeah.
I think everybody needs to step back and really see why they're trying to take our focus country and trying to put everything on Ukraine and Putin right now, because Putin's always been the bad guy. Russia's always been the bad guy. They're the big boogeyman.
So what's changed?
Well, I think right now everybody's worried about Ukraine and how he's such a bad guy. And you really can't, because Ukraine's...
So you think Zelensky's the bad guy?
Well, Zelensky is a bad guy.
Oh, absolutely. He's a crook. He's a corrupt crook.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's voting.
He's a mobster. He's a mobster.
Well, they're posing for Vogue and taking pictures for Vogue instead of focusing on if there's the war that's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
That have always been bad. Now, they let prisoners out. They let the place go crazy, and we're just spending gobs of money, gobs of money. Who's getting that money? How's it be?
Biden, the Congress people and their donors.
Do you ask that same question about what's going on in Congress with all the money they're stealing?
Well, they're part of this. They're part of this Ukraine thing, Steve. They're part of the Ukraine cash grab. Yes.
I called in to say. I mean,
all right.
Yeah. Oh, you're in Fort Myers? Oh. Oh, no, you're in Illinois. Yeah. All right. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. Oh, man. All right, let's go. Let's take into the call. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian and Steve. It's Andrea.
Andrea.
Andrea, how are you?
I'm good. I want to address Greg Tim, because I'm actually shocked that he's a lawyer, because he seems to have no critical thinking skills. The biggest perpetrator of loss of life and money laundering is sitting in the White House right now. America has no business in this. We have funneled probably trillions of dollars to Ukraine. They are on a monthly electronic deposit.
Of over $1 billion a month.
Correct. And in the meantime, we're depleting everything in this country so that tyrant in the White House is willing to sacrifice America to help his installed puppet in Ukraine. And I'm not saying that Putin is a bad guy. What I'm saying is they're all...
No, you think Putin's a good guy?
You know?
Andrea, you're saying Putin's a good guy. Could you clarify something for me, Andrea? Could you clarify something? You're saying Putin's a good guy or a bad guy?
No, I'm saying they're all bad guys. But this is what I'm going to say. You know, there was supposed to be a peace treaty. They were all supposed to sit down. Know who squashed that? Boris Johnson and Joe Biden. This is one big coup.
Yeah, they've wanted this. You know, listen, Steve. This war over here was started because of Biden, because of Zelensky. They want it, and they're making bank on it. That's what's going on here, and I'm just surprised you're falling for it. I mean, it's just gee whiz. Steve, we got out of a 20-year war in Afghanistan, and like a day later, this thing started. Come on.
Who thinks, oh my goodness, Putin's killing everybody? I guess he's forgot about those, 10 kids that got drone strikes in Afghanistan that got swept underneath the rug. The biggest perpetrator of war has been the United States, and it's got to stop.
You know, I wonder how many people have lost their lives to illegals that have been let in here by Biden. I saw a story about another Florida cop last week who was killed by one.
So let me ask you this, Brian. If there is an unfortunate event of a nuclear nature that occurs, who do you think is going to be the one using the nuclear weapons? The Russians or the Ukrainians?
Well, Ukrainians don't have nuclear weapons, or do they? They might. No, they gave their nukes up. They gave their nukes up.
The Russians or the
United States? Neither will use nuclear weapons. Neither.
The assurance of that.
Yeah, I think there's a partnership. Got to remember those nuclear weapons of Putin's, if they work, which is questionable after we're seeing the rest of the military, they are fueled by American uranium that Hillary Clinton gave to them with the Uranium One deal. So Putin is partners with our government here. What, he's going to nuke his benefactors?
Brian?
No, Hillary Clinton was involved in that. Not at all. You're just tuning it out. No. Well, listen. I'll say it again. Hillary Clinton was the one who sold Putin 20% of the U.S. uranium deposits through that Uranium One scam when she was Secretary of State. That is what fuels and weaponizes Putin's nuclear weapons as American uranium. Why would he launch nuclear weapons against his partners in the United States that gave him all that uranium? That he probably gave to North Korea too, by the way. Doesn't make sense. What do you think, Andrea?
Brian, I agree with you. And to be honest with you, I don't think Russia's the bigger threat when it.
We're the ones pushing for it. Yes, our country's pushing for it. No war. No, I am a peacenik. Yeah, okay. Unless you agree with Steve. Okay. All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey there, guys. It's Ben from Pompano.
Hey, Ben.
What's up, Ben?
Hey there. I just wanted to add in, another thing that people forgot that happened not too long ago. I don't know if you guys mentioned it, but Ukraine, this guy, Zelensky, suspended not only opposition party.
Correct.
And so, how long do you think he's just going to undo that?
In fact, Zelensky could have been the inspiration for Biden's speech from hell, the gates of hell speech. Yeah, it was very sad.
And we also got to remember, it's been I know people like to, feel virtuous and get drunk off their own, righteousness condemning, Russia. But let's not forget, for years and years and years, it was just an open secret, at the EU and things like that Ukraine was the most corrupt nation. Only 30% of the guns that we sent to them, according to a CBS report, has actually made it to their final destination. People have been skimming off the top like crazy. So,
yeah, including our own Congress and leaders here in this country before it even goes there.
You don't have to tell me about corruption in this country. I certainly know.
Yeah, but okay. Listen, thanks. Hey, listen, Fort Lauderdale, we got to run. We're up against our break, all right? Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. I'm Brian. Steve is here. You're listening to, Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio. We'll be back right after this break. The Steve Kane Show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio. We'll be back right after this break.
The Steve Kane Show, telling it like it is, whether you like it or not. Oldies 95.3 and 90.
Be right back. If I can get the mic off. There we go.
I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
This
this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier, and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
The Steve Kane 2023 MAGA Cruise is right around the corner. We leave January 28th on the Celebrity Apex out of Fort Lauderdale. First stop, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Then Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. And then St. Kitts. With exclusive events just for our group. Fine dining together every night, cocktail parties, shore excursions, onboard activities, and a whole lot more. On the line is Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. Ian, why should listeners book right now?
I blocked this group space during COVID, during the height of the pandemic, so we got some incredible deals.
Call Ian right now and lock in your cabin. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. Join us as we celebrate our president, Donald Trump. Get your reservation right now. 561-244-5779. No liberal stowaways allowed.
You might have COVID. If you come into contact with someone who is sick, are you traveling and need a COVID test? Same-day PCR testing is available at any lab test now of Coral Springs, on the southeast corner of University and Maplewood, near the Coral Square Mall. Open Monday through Saturday. No appointment necessary.
You know menopause is no fun, but there is help available for your menopause symptoms with Dr. Mitch Matez at the Biostation West Del Rey. Hormone replacement pill and therapy will 100% stop and reverse the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone, night sweats gone, vaginal dryness reversed. You'll get your sex drive back too. Call Dr. Mitch Matez for a free consultation. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
Grab your coffee and get ready to be triggered.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Did you catch, Steve, the Trump rally Saturday night? Oh, man, that was a good one. Did you catch... Well, did you see Tudor Dixon? She was great, and oh, it was wonderful. Oh, yeah, now I want to tell everybody, it's the first day of the week, and it's, you know, I know the hurricane is gone. It is beautiful outside, but if you're suffering from pain, you don't have to. Call Dr. Philip Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain with Dr. Appleton's Laser Away Pain System. You know, it's been about a month now since Dr. Appleton rid me of my knee pain, and it is just wonderful. I mean, you know, I thought pain was just, oh, I'm getting older. That's just the way it is. You get the aches, you get the pains, learn to live with it. And that's not the case. And you don't have to live with pain. And by the way, it's not just knee pain, any joint or any type of pain you have, Dr. Appleton and his Laser Away Pain System can help. Now listen, it's a completely free consultation, but you got to mention you heard about Dr. Appleton on the radio. He's open 6 days a week. That's Monday through Saturday. And walk-ins are welcome. That means you can see Dr. Appleton today, because Dr. Appleton knows that when you're in pain, you need help, you need relief, you can't wait. There's no injections, no drugs, no surgery, and zero downtime with the Laser Away Pain System. Now, Dr. Appleton's office is in Pompano, about a mile north of Cypress Creek Road on the west side of Powerline. You can find him online at AppletonChiro.com or give him a call, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Again, make sure you mention you heard about him on the radio, so you can take advantage of that no-charge consultation. You know, I got a lot of favorite Republicans out there, but one of them is John Kennedy. He's the senator from Louisiana. Is it Louisiana he's from? He's bringing honor back to the name Kennedy, you know, but he's got a new TV spot that is hilarious. Yeah. Let me play this for you. You know, one of the big problems the Democrats have is they've come out of the closet pro-criminal, and so he's got a new. This is John Kennedy. He's running for re-election. He's got a spot about just that. Listen.
Violent crime is surging in Louisiana. Woke leaders blame the police. I blame the criminals. A mom should not have to look over her shoulder when she's pumping gas. I voted against the early release of violent criminals, and I opposed defunding the police. Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, The next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead.
What does that mean? Hunter Biden? You know, I don't know what that means exactly. That's a good one. I love that ad. Let me play the end of it again. That's like the best campaign ad of the year so far.
Crime is surging in Louisiana. Woke leaders blame the police. I blame the criminals. A mom should not have to look over her shoulder when she's pumping gas. I voted against the early release of violent criminals, and I opposed defunding the police. Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. I'm John Kennedy, and I approve this message.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And then they put Hunter Biden's cell phone number on the screen during that, at the end of the spot. Oh my goodness. No, that you know, this is the thing about that, okay? That's very funny. For a joke to be funny, there has to be some truth to the joke, right? For it to be funny. And that's a funny commercial because it's true. I mean, you know, this anti-cop rhetoric is just, it's gotten out of control. All right, listen, our number is toll-free from anywhere. It's 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. Now, of course, John Kerry gave an interview over the weekend, and he's talking about the direction that America's taking, and actually there's a country somewhere else in the world that America should look towards modeling itself after. Right? I thought we were the role model for the world, but John Kerry, no, that's not the case. Listen to this. Listen to this.
What can be done about China? Their seeming reluctance to participate in affairs of climate control that other nations.
Well, China, interestingly enough, China has a plan. They put a plan in place. We think they could be doing more, but China is going to be building more electric vehicles. Will be put on the road over the next year or so in China than in all the rest of the world put together. China is, I'm not excusing China, I'm just telling you that China is moving to do additional things.
Yeah, so China is the model. Yeah, China is the model. If we do what China does, right, suspend all human rights, suspend free speech, do away with capitalism, and make people buy what it is that we want them to buy, then we'll be perfect.
I have something I got to throw out. And in fact, I got so excited when I realized this. I called Brian last night during my baseball game. How are those electric cars working in all the flooding is what I want to know. If you have an electric car and you're trying to escape from the floods and all this horror that's going on around us with the hurricane, do you run the risk of getting electrocuted when you hit the accelerator?
Well, the problem. Here's the thing. We've had flooding in this part of Florida, and when the flood water, when the waters recede, you go out and you start your car up. You put some gas in it, you start the car up. If you have an electric vehicle, it's dead now, right? The battery's dead. The problem, yeah. Well, here's the problem, right? Like I have a bunch of gas that I bought for my generator I didn't need for this hurricane. So I'm going to go out. I'm not going to have to buy gas in my car, my wife's car, my daughter's car for a while. I'm just going to use these gas cans. I'll go out in the driveway and use the drums and fill up the cars. If you've got an electric car, you've got to plug it in. There's no way in hell I'm going to plug in an electrical socket to my car after all these waters have been there. I think you could get fried plugging it in. Yeah.
You drive it.
Yeah. No.
Danger, wouldn't you?
I haven't seen, and this is something, okay? And this is that part of Florida that got hit. The West Coast is a pretty affluent area. A lot of wealthy people over there. That means a lot of Teslas. Elon Musk is all over the news involving the hurricane right now because he's repositioning his Starlink satellites for internet. So they'll have internet over on the west coast of Florida. And I hear Elon Musk's name in every newscast for the last 24 hours. I've not heard anyone talk about the Teslas. over there. And I've heard a lot of stories on cars. There was one story where some kids they stole a sports car that was left behind, and they got into an accident. You know, you see this. I've seen a lot of stories on cars. They show cars underwater. They show cars after the water's receded. All this. No one's talked about the Teslas over there. I've not heard a single story on the Teslas. Not one. Yeah, there's a blackout on that story.
And that goes for Fox too.
Well, because the media are liberals, and they don't want negative stories about. I mean, how right now it's hard to get gasoline, but you can get it. You have to wait in line. But if you don't have power for how many days now, you can't charge up your Tesla. So they're not doing no negative stories about electric vehicles. Apparently, are allowed to be broadcast.
To make was it's the performance end of it is the least of the problems. The greater problem is the danger to your life.
Oh yeah, no, I would have nothing to do with an electric car right now. No. Plus, you if you were to evacuate in your Tesla, right? What do? You load up your family, and you load up everything you can. Right, the hurricane's coming. If you have your entire family and as much of your crap stuffed into your car as you can, and you're evacuating from Fort Myers, could you travel far enough on the charge to get away from the hurricane? I don't think so. I told you I got a brother-in-law with a Tesla. He couldn't make it to Orlando from Miami with the family in the car with the luggage. The weight, it ate up the battery. He missed... Yeah. All right, listen, callers on hold, stand by. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. I'm Brian Craig. Our number, 888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our bottom of the hour break and come back with your calls right after this. Don't go anywhere. 888-465-2631. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our bottom of the hour break and come back with your calls right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Tired of boring mornings? We serve controversy with your morning coffee. The Steve Kane Show. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Okay. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Be right back.
Since 1982. Here's the Oldies weather forecast.
Good day, everybody. We're off to a great start today. We're going to see a daytime high in the upper 80s, partly cloudy skies. Not really expecting anything much in the way of rain today, so high pressure is dominant. Ought to be a great start to the week. I'm the VPBF 25 First Warning Meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
The expressway still accident-free this morning in the Palm Beaches, but on Federal Highway just south of Spanish River Boulevard, we do have a multi-vehicle crash there. In Broward County, 595 eastbound after Flamingo Road, a multi-vehicle crash also reported there. Turnpike northbound after Hollywood Boulevard, a crash not clear, but traffic is still going back to Hard Rock Stadium. I-95 heading northbound at Marina Mile, that crash is off to the left shoulder, but we're still seeing stop-and-go traffic go back to Hollywood.
Oh, now listen, guys, those of you that are Patreon supporters, I posed a question on the Patreon page. Make sure you go and answer that question, okay? I know a lot of you have been responding to it, and I'll look at the results of that. I asked your advice on something, so you'll go there and see that. If you would like to support all my content and have access to a lot of exclusive content that only Patreon supporters have access to, I pinned at the top of the chat a link to my Patreon page, so check that out.
Inspection 954-604-4602 and tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Eagle Eye Protection Services for all your firearm and security patrol service needs. Receive personal firearms training, including concealed carry for you, your friends, your neighbors, by professional instructor owner Mike Bonner, G-License Security.
Only one opening on our board.
For firearm and security patrol service needs, it's Eagle Eye Protection Services. Protect yourself
Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious. Crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade. Nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
A sniffle here and a sneeze there. Your first thought is what? Uh-oh, you're coming down with something. But did you ever think you might not be sick? You might have an allergy. Find out and have your allergies tested at any lab test now of Coral Springs. Or any lab test now of Boca. Any lab test now of Coral Springs.
Steve Kane Show.
955 North University Drive.
Hey, hold on.
Southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Give them a call. 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. They will test for both environmental and food allergies. No appointment is necessary. And make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
If you or a loved one own jewelry, diamonds, rare coins, watches, sterling silver, collectibles, consider what you're doing right now and listen up. The biggest buying event is coming to Palm Beach County for a special 3-day event. You heard right. The most cash for your jewelry, diamonds, rare coins, watches, sterling silver, and collectibles for 3 days.
President Trump is right. The My Pillow is so good, even President Trump sleeps on one. Support My Pillow. President Trump and the Steve Kane Show at the same time. Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout for huge savings on My Pillow products. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at mypillow.com.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Yes. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. And, open enrollment for Medicare is coming up. It starts this month, Steve. And, Medicare open enrollment period is a short period of time. It starts soon. That is the only time of the year that those of you who are on Medicare can make changes to your policies. And Debbie at I Will Advisors, who handles your Medicare each and every year, Steve, checks it out and makes sure that everything is okay moving forward.
One medication that is extremely expensive, and it was putting expensive enough that it was putting major pressure on our budget. And Debbie made some calls, and she called around, and she found a company that would cover it at a reasonable price.
Yeah.
It saved us big. That's what she does. She gives you that special attention that you don't get anywhere else.
Now, no matter where you're located in the state of Florida, Debbie at I Will Advisors can help you from the Panhandle to Key West and everywhere in between. She handles Steve's Medicare each and every year. And again, the only time you can make changes to your policy, you want to make sure that your doctors are covered. And not just your primary, your specialist. You want to make sure, like Steve, that your prescription medications are covered, okay? You want to make sure that if you have a supplement, that you're not paying too much, or if you need one, she'll get you the best deal on it available. And, we've got a lot of long-time and long-term sponsors here on the Steve Kane Show. But Debbie Klatzoff, the Klatzoff family have been with us, Steve, longer than anyone. In fact, going way back to the old FTL, if you remember, right? And give Debbie at I Will Advisors a call. Again, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, she can help you with your Medicare. Here, and if you call and you get a voicemail, if they're not in right now, leave a message. They will call you back. I promise you. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. One more time. 954-753-8080. All right, there's only, That's right. Now, listen, there's only one opening on the board. I'm going to do my best to take the calls in the order in which they were received, but I can't promise that because the phones have been ringing so much during the break, I kind of lost track, but I got kind of an idea. All right, so 1-888-GO, Kane 1 is the number, 888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Chris. I'm from Illinois.
All right, Chris.
Hi, I want to say good morning, and I want to also point out that, Steve, you're looking at this all wrong. The guy from Ukraine didn't care about a recession. All our military people and gas lines are all low. We send so much of our military stuff over there. If we were at war, who's coming to our rescue? Ukraine? I doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger picture.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pushing us into another war. They did this, and look at Iraq. They gave us a bunch of WMD. Oh, he's got the WMDs. He's going to use them against us. He didn't even have them, we found out. And we went to a multi-year war in Iraq over that for regime change because he was crazy.
So, in other words, all this talk about nuclear weapons and all that kind of is just doesn't...
It's brought to you by the same people that brought you the war in Iraq.
Well, right. Look at Ukraine. What are they saying about nuclear? Did he say, oh, if you guys are bombed, we'll be there, we'll have your back?
Thank you for your...
You brought it up. I tried to get on other topics an hour ago.
I didn't bring it up. You brought it up when I wasn't here.
I made a passing reference with Molly Hemingway, and then after the bottom of the hour break, you drove us into... All right. Okay. This is how Putin handles opposition, Steve. Just you're out. You're gone. You're banished.
That's actually how Putin handles opposition.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, making that remark shows you don't really have much of a handle on who Putin is.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Like you're handling these callers.
Handles opposition. Putin gets these guys when they're in a hospital room and throws them out.
Or poisons them. Mm-hmm.
Happen to catch that?
I've heard those rumors. You're on the air, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Steve. You're in. I really like that.
You do. You like to see my blood pressure go up?
See, unlike Steve just banished the last caller to Siberia. I think you sound safe.
And Brian are really on the ball today. I really appreciate you telling me, Brian, about the Tesla cars. That makes a lot of sense. I never thought of that. Who wants to get fried?
When I was over, these Tesla people, they're not nice people. When I was over at Mar-a-Lago after the break-in, a couple people came by on Teslas and they told me to go F myself. One told me to take my effing MAGA hat off. These are class acts, the Tesla people. I know, they're big on the F word. Yes, yeah, they're big on the F word, the Tesla people.
Big on the F word? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, how did you like the meal? How did you like the meal over there at that Italian place?
Anne Marie's.
Oh, it was spectacular. In fact, when I get off the air, in I don't know, about a half hour, whatever it is, I'm going straight to my refrigerator, and I'm going to put in my
microwave.
My microwave. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm going to put 2 of those pieces slices of pizza in the microwave, and I'm going to have it for breakfast.
Oh man, you're so great. You guys are so great. God, I love you guys in the morning.
Don't let us interrupt you. Yeah. All right. Take care. No Siberia for you. You're buttering Steve up. All right. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Wesley from Texas. How you doing?
All right, Texas.
Hi. Well, you were talking about Teslas, and I live in Austin, and they're everywhere here.
Ugh.
See that? Yeah. And you're right.
Have you heard anything in the media about driving electric cars in flood situations?
Yeah.
I have not.
That's the most astounding part of the whole story is that they've kept it out of the media. The question.
Well,
not even let alone the answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they're going to. I mean, and when you mentioned John Ketchup Kerry, I was just that man makes my blood boil.
Oh no, China's the model. We got to listen to John Kerry. China is the model. They're doing it right in China. That's what we need to be doing.
Well, in China, of course, they have the market cornered on all the minerals and everything you need to make the batteries. They're the ones going to profit from this. Biden gave China the largest uranium deposits on the planet that we discovered in Afghanistan. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, whose side are they really on? And also, might I add, when we're talking about China being the biggest threat, Bill Gates just started. He's got Microsoft offices enlarging the campuses, and China. Yeah, he's bragging in China about how he's making it comfortable for them to work there, and it's such a wonderful place to work. But is he bragging about that?
No. Yeah, well, what can you do? What can you do? Now, let me ask you a question. Who do you trust more, caller? Joe Biden or Putin?
Oh my God, is this ever going to end?
I don't trust either one of them. Either one of them. And Putin is in league with China because he figures they're going to be the biggest winners out of everything. And I don't trust either one of them. China, I think, is our biggest threat. Putin is with China, so he.
Putin didn't get to you there, Steve. You were coughing. Putin didn't get to you with anything, did he? I heard you coughing. Oh, the line just went dead. It's like fail-safe. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, well, this was your topic. You made me go this way. I had a soundbite from Molly Hemingway, and then I went to break at the bottom of the hour, and then after the break at the bottom of the hour, you drug us into this Putin thing about an hour, 10 minutes ago. Well, that's how I remember it. All right, thanks for the call, Texas. Oh, my goodness. All right, listen, we're coming up on the last break of the program, and after the break, it'll be time to talk to William Youngerman with the morning look and the first look of the week at the gold and precious metals markets. And then after we have one more segment after that, we'll take some calls and a few other topics to bring up. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. And don't forget, if you ever miss a portion of the show, go to our radio station website, oldiesouthflorida.com. And about an hour after we sign off each day, the entire radio show is uploaded on the podcast page at oldiesouthflorida.com. And then they're archived up there. So you can go back and find out if Steve drug us back into this Ukraine-Putin topic, or I did. It was coming out of the 7:30 break, and you guys can check that out a little later. And then let us know what you think happened. But anyway, 1-888-GO-KANE-1 is our number. It is a toll-free call. And I'm gonna do some looking today in the news, Steve, to see if there's any stories on the Teslas. Because that's the main electric car. Well, some of them are hybrids, so they're not fully electric. These are like fully electric, and it's a problem. Yeah, I have a fear of electricity. I got electrocuted, not to death, obviously, but I got electrocuted pretty bad when I was a kid off an extension cord outside. I was walking barefoot outside on in the grass in the morning, and it had dew in it, and I plugged in an extension cord, and it had a couple wires sticking out of it. One of those big orange extension cords for outside. A couple wires were sticking out, and I picked up the extension cord, and I still have the wire scars on my finger where they were burned into me. And that electricity, my arm went out. Only thing I could move were my eyes, and my body was shaking from the electricity so hard it pulled the cord out of the outlet. And I don't do anything with electricity, including those electric cars. All right, listen, let's take our break and be right back with the Gold Report. It's so hard it pulled the cord out of the outlet, and I don't do anything with electricity, including those electric cars. All right, listen, let's take our break and be right back with the Gold Report.
The longest running radio show in the state of Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Oldies 95.3.
All right, and every day at this time we check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated right here in Boca and take a look at the gold and other precious metals markets for the day. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking this week?
Off to a good start this morning with gold up almost $7, actually getting up at one point over $10. Friday closed out the week at $1,661.10 on gold, which was up 70 cents on Friday. Silver was up 23 cents, closing at $19.02 on Friday. Platinum closed up $859, down $5. And palladium was down $40 at $2,094. This morning, as I said, gold got up to about $17.72. Right now it's at $16.68. I'm sorry, $16.72. High is right now at $16.68. It's up $6.90. Silver's at $19.60 the ounce. That's up 58 cents. Platinum up $21 right now at $880, and palladium up $62 at $21.56. That's pretty much what.
Yeah, so what are the buy recommendations this morning if people stop in or call and want to get some gold, silver, platinum? What are you recommending this morning?
Metals are in numbers that are absolutely very inviting. Silver, gold, platinum, all bargains as far as I know.
Absolutely, they are. Now, William Youngerman is located right here in Boca. He doesn't just sell the metals, by the way. He does buy them. Anything made of the metals you can turn into cash, or a really cool thing to do is turn that old broken jewelry or whatever you have made of the metals into some coins, and then you can keep it and monitor the value of your metal that way. You can call William Youngerman. He opens up at 10 a.m. weekdays, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, online at williamyoungerman.com, or stop right in. The address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow.
2022, the last year of the Queen, gold Britannias, 1 ounce gold Britannias left, and they're reserved strictly for Steve Kane listeners.
Yeah, and those are something that are in demand and very difficult to come by. So those Britannias with the Queen on them, available at William Youngerman. Let me give out the number one more time, because you don't have to be in town or be able to stop in. You can actually purchase over the phone. 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. All right, William Youngerman, have a great day. All right, back after this.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, so the New York Times has this book of lies. They call it like a Trump biography or something. I don't know what they call it, but it's a book of lies. It should be the subtitle. Trump, Book of Lies, by these two New York Times reporters. And one of them is Maggie... what's her last name? Maggie Haberman, something like this. I've seen, and I saw her on TV over the weekend talking about Trump's run in 2024. Here's her analysis. Listen to this. Let me pull this out. Here we go.
What's your view of whether he'll run again? With the caveat that I don't know, and that I could be proven wrong.
So even though she doesn't know, she's going to tell you. Even though she doesn't know, she's going to tell you what's going to happen. This is the New York Times. I don't know, so I'm just going to make stuff up now. Jerk.
View of whether he'll run again. With the caveat that I don't know, and that I could be proven wrong. I think he's backed himself into a corner where he has to run. I think that he needs the protections that running for president he thinks would afford him in combating investigations that he calls a witch hunt.
The baseless, abusive, and depraved lawsuit against me.
And it is the way that he fundraises and makes money. So much of his identity now is about being a politician. So I expect that he will run. That doesn't mean that even if he declares a candidacy that he will stay in.
Okay, but she doesn't know. So everything she just said, she just made up. She doesn't know, so she's going to make crap up. So this is the New York Times. She's got this book of lies out about Trump. She says that if he runs, he's only going to run so he can avoid prosecution. They've been investigating him for 6 years. He's been cleared every time. Even that old lady who said he groped her on the airplane, judge tossed it out. So what are they talking about? Seems like...
Face confrontation between Haberman and...
Oh, it'd be beautiful. I'm sure he'd invite her to the... Trump has 2 rallies coming up this weekend, I understand. I don't know the detail. I know one's got to be Arizona. I'm not sure what days and which ones. If anybody has any intel on that, let us know. I'll look after the show. But, I mean, come on. You know, he's got...
We neglected this on the show today. We didn't go into it, but the things are really starting to pick up on all of these races because we're getting reports every day of changes in the polls, and everything is moving in the direction of the Republicans.
Yes.
I'm this thing, but and people are going to really start watching. I don't know. You know, we're hardcore Trump people. We don't miss an appearance or a rally.
Mm-hmm.
But people are across the country who haven't been watching up till now are going to start watching regularly between now and the end, and it's going to be a beautiful thing to watch.
No doubt.
It's going to be. I think it's going to be a massive wave.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, let's take a call or two as the clock winds down. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Art and Davey.
Hey, Art.
Hey, Art.
I am calling about the electric vehicle and the words you guys seem to have in regard to EVs. You will not get shocked by driving one because there's a different type of electricity going on, and that's direct current. The same way as you wouldn't get shocked by a battery-powered radio when it's wet, your laptop computer.
Well, what about when you're plugging it into the outlet to charge the thing up in your house that's...
That would be a concern.
Oh, that's a concern. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh, that's great. I'm glad that you've settled that. That's awesome. Let me go. You want to go to buy Teslas today, Steve, where you can get electrocuted after the hurricane?
That's as you mentioned when you stepped on the electrical cord. That's when you would get shocked when you plug it in.
Oh no! So it's dangerous. So if you were in Fort Myers or Sanibel, you would not plug your Tesla in then?
Would be just don't plug it in.
Yeah, which means it can't go anywhere.
That's the problem, is plugging it in. You're
Oh, great.
The problem.
All right. Yes.
No, say driving it around is like driving one in a rainstorm. There's no issue, but charging it is a whole other ball game, and that's where you have alternate.
No, that's the problem. Oh, I do know this. When I'm pouring,
Giving some information which makes.
okay. No, yeah, don't buy Tesla. That's what he said.
Finish what you were saying.
Yeah, so like anything, when it's wet, you don't want to plug anything into alternating current, which is what's coming out of your house.
Wow.
That's the big problem. I'd rather have cans of gasoline.
But hold on. In rainy season, which we're still in, it rains every day in Florida. So how do you plug your electric car in safely when it's raining?
It's like plugging anything into your house when there's water around.
Okay. So for 6 months out of the year, you can't charge your car in Florida. It's rainy season.
Say that because it's like I said, it rains every day, and you don't read about people getting shocked charging their car. They can.
Well, what scares me is I don't read anything about this.
Exactly.
Well, it's like I said, plugging in anything. Yeah, it would be dangerous, and if you're trying to get out of town because of a hurricane, I'm sure, like people when they screw around with generators and stuff like that.
Oh, great. Well, thanks. I appreciate it, Davey. That's good. You gave us some good info. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, no. Hold on. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, Sandra from Delray.
Hey, Sandra.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, how you doing? Hi. I was with a Mercedes person that is in charge of all the repairs and, all that for Mercedes. And he said the trouble with that is if you're hit from the back, it could go on fire.
Oh.
And another thing is reportings of cars in the garage that go on fire.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's great.
Just wanted to mention.
That's interesting. There was one house that was on fire over there in Fort Myers after the storm. I wonder if there was an EV in the. The last time I heard people talk about cars being so dangerous is when the Pintos were on the road. Remember, they would talk. Well, the gas tank was in a place that if you got into a rear end collision, it could explode a Pinto. Remember those days? Yeah, that's right. Would you feel bad? Would you rather have a Pinto or a Tesla during the rain? A Pinto, yes.
A Pinto.
All right. I actually, this is crazy. I actually saw a Pinto at the gas station by my house. It was the first one I've seen since I was. There wasn't much. It was a rust bucket. I couldn't believe it was there. I was in shock.
My Pinto lasted 10 years.
Mm.
But I was crazy then because I was in my 20s. So I had someone put a hole in the front, and I was going to put a Mercedes woman, their logo, the one,
yeah,
with the but
the hood ornament. You were going to put on a Mercedes hood ornament. Wow, that's great. Oh, wow, good.
It's electric blue. I love that car.
Well, I didn't. I'm sorry I mentioned the Pinto. I brought back glorious memories from Delray. All right, take care. Thanks for the call. Before we go, if you're on hold, stand by. I want to tell something to this listening audience. Mike Lindell from MyPillow is sending a personal thank you to the listeners in the Steve Kane audience, and has added a special just for Steve Kane listeners. Okay, if you go to mypillow.com and click on the radio listener specials, you're going to see Overstock sale. mypillow.com. Go to the radio listener specials. You'll see the Overstock sales where you can save. Listen to this. Up to 90% off top MyPillow products. You heard me right, 90% off the MyPillow body pillow, which is a MyPillow that is the full length of the body to cuddle up with. That's what Steve has. The MyPillow clothing, the MyPillow towels, the MyPillow bath towels, the MyPillow bath mats, the MyPillow sheets, the MyPillow pillowcases, MyPillow blankets, many top MyPillow products, including the MyPillow couch pillow and a brand new product, the 3-inch MyPillow featherbed topper, which is filled with feathers, and I'll talk more about that another day. But go to mypillow.com, click on the radio listener specials, and there you'll see with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, save up to 90% off MyPillow products. It's a great time to start your Christmas shopping. You can also order by phone, toll free, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879, promo code Kane, Kane. Take advantage of this Overstock special. It's a gift to you from Mike Lindell for your support, and it's a great time to start Christmas shopping. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
George, Fort Lauderdale. The listener who said that you can't get electrocuted by DC is completely wrong. He's ready for the Darwin Award. Don't try it at home. You'll get electrocuted.
Oh, great. Safer in the Pinto.
Well, not the Pinto. I'm talking about the Tesla.
I know, but you're safer in a Pinto than a Tesla. Okay, great. You're safer in a Pinto. They used to say that they would blow up if you got a rear-end collision in the Pinto. I guess that's... yeah.
Why is it we're not reading anything about this particular issue in the press?
You know that better than I do. It's an issue of, de facto censorship.
Yeah, liberals love electric vehicles, and dangerous or not, you should have one, just like the Chinese. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. Your last call of the day, and it was a good one. Oh, man, great. Hey, I want to say this. Great calls today. And again, thank you to everyone in this audience who came out to meet Steve and myself at Anne Marie's in Pompano. It was great to see you all there. Thank you so much for coming.
Anne Marie yesterday. I can't wait. It'll make a great breakfast.
Absolutely. And I had some of my pizza this morning before I came to the radio station. And by the way, check out that steak deluxe pizza. That's what I had. It is my favorite pizza. Best pizza I've ever had in my life. All right, guys, we're out of time for today. We'll be back tomorrow morning. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Have a great day. See you tomorrow morning. Ever had in my life. All right, guys, listen, I got to take off, but thanks for watching. All right, make sure you subscribe and like the video before you leave, all right? Have a great day, everyone.